To be honest, it wouldn't be a true Zach Milne Talks Live if I wasn't just a little bit late to the live stream. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me for this live Q&A for 3,000 subscribers. First of all, I should be thanking you for 3,000 subscribers. I have a different mic set up, so I tested the audio. It sounded okay when I tried it before, so just let me know how it's sounding if you can. I see Ace is here, Negreet Films is here. Thank you so much. The Ace Avenue is here. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is a little bit of an impromptu live stream, so I don't know how many people are actually going to show up, but whether you're watching this on the replay, whether you're watching this live right now, I just want to say thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. It took me a little bit by surprise. I'll tell you guys, when I was last weekend, I was sick. I was sick last weekend, and we were sitting at 2,960 subscribers, I want to say is what we were sitting at, which was awesome. 2,960. I was very, very happy with that. And then I had a little nap because I was very, very tired. And then I woke up, and we were at 3,007. And that's a pretty big jump to go in a couple hours, and I wasn't sure how that happened. And I've had bots sent to my channel before, and for you guys who don't know, when YouTube when people send bots to your channel, whether for views or whether for subscribers, YouTube will take those bots out eventually. So I've had moments where my subscriber count has jumped quite a bit, and then the next day it's just plummeted back down to where it was or even lower. So I wanted to hold off a little bit before I like truly got into the I hit 3,000 subscribers kind of spirits. But it's been a week now. We're still at 3,000. We are continuing to go up. We're fluctuating up and down, but that's pretty normal. So I think it's safe to say that we officially hit 3,000 subscribers. So guys, thank you so much. I'm not gonna lie, for those of you who are newer to the channel, you haven't been up to date with everything, recently a new dad, got a new kid, firstborn, first son. He's 4 months old now, and so YouTube life and life in general have just, it's been an adjustment. The channel has changed. The channel looks different. The way I do the channel looks different. There were some unexpected obstacles that came in the way that I wasn't expecting. As you know, you don't really know. Everyone told me this too. You don't really know what your life with the kid is going to look like until you have the kid, until you know what kind of kid you have, until you kind of get into the routine of things. So I had to adjust, and the channel has changed, I would say, pretty drastically since we last did a Zach Milne Talks Live, or even since, last year. But you guys are still clicking on the videos, you're still watching, even though I haven't been able to put out movie reviews for newer movies. The view count seems to still be pretty consistent, if not a little bit better than where it was last year. So thank you guys just so much for sticking with me, for all the support, for getting us over that 3,000 subscriber threshold. I'm very, very proud of us. I'm very, very proud of you, and thankful and grateful to all of you. And yeah, just like, you keep watching, you keep subscribing, and it's been a ride. It's going to continue to be a ride, and I just appreciate every single one of you guys. And with that out of the way, we're going to do a live Q&A. We're going to just take your live comments and questions. I don't know how long I'm going to go for exactly. I think I have an hour and a half at the most, or at the least. I think I have a couple hours maybe at the most. It just kind of worked out that this could happen today. So that's awesome. I'm very excited. It's been a minute. You can probably tell maybe I'm a little bit rusty to being on live streaming, but I missed it. Missed you guys, missed talking movies with you guys. So, and I've been watching some stuff. I've been trying to play some catch up with some of the stuff that came out earlier this year. So I've got some new movies under my belt, so to speak. But with all that out of the way, let's just get into your live comments and questions, because I appreciate all you guys being here. First of all, a lot of congratulations on 3,000 subs. Thank you guys so much, and congratulations to you guys too. This is as much your accomplishment as it is mine. You guys are sharing. I had someone comment under one of my posts recently that like he just went and like shared my channel with his friends, like just decided to spread the word about Zach Milne Talks movies, and helped with the subscriber count tremendously, I'm sure. So yeah, it's because of you guys that all this is happening for the channel, and Yeah, I just appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And let me know, you know, we're kind of in a community environment right now. So if you guys, you know, have any suggestions of things you want to see on the channel, what you've been liking, what you want more of, you guys can let me know in the comments right now. I'd love to hear the feedback, because I am a little bit in an experimental phase of the channel. Which, you know, I've been doing this for 6 years, so to say that feels a little bit strange, but I think YouTube is always an experimental phase. So yeah, let me know what you guys are liking, and let's kick things off. First of all, we've got Spoiler Kings in here sending in. I should get to the chat here. How did I used to do this? I used to say, let's go to the live chat, right? Yeah, let's go to the live chat. Let's go to the live chat, see what you guys say. First of all, Spoiler Kings sending in a $10 super chat for support, guys. Thank you so much. Congrats on 3K, Zach Dad Live. Zach Dad Live. Yeah, I might have to change the name. Keep the great content. Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you guys so much over there at Spoiler Kings. If you guys haven't checked out Spoiler Kings, definitely check them out. They're a great group of guys. I hope that we can do something again together. It's been a minute. There's a lot of people who I want to get back on live streams with when the time is right, and definitely one of them. So thank you guys so much for that very generous support towards the channel. It means so much. Thank you, Spoiler Kings. Let's see here. Let's start at the top here. We got Buddy the Ace Avenue, who I just jumped on his channel. We talked about the July movies coming up, Jurassic World. It's a big one. Why can't Superman? How did I forget Superman? Superman and Fantastic Four were the 3 big movies that we talked about. It was a ton of fun. I probably rambled for too long, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Ace, again for having me on there, and thank you for being a member for 16 months. Just in case you guys didn't know, I did cancel all the membership perks and everything that I was doing, because I just didn't have time for Members Talk Live anymore, and with the new phase of life and everything. But I don't know why YouTube has this, but I signed up to do memberships, and when I tried to cancel all of them, YouTube said that I had to keep at least one active. I don't know why that is. I don't know why I can't just like get rid of them. So I just decided to keep one up that, you know, no perks, it's just for support. So there's no pressure or anything to go join that. I'm not really expecting anyone to join that. I just needed to keep it up, and I figured if I keep it up, why not have something that would support if someone wants to support. And the Ace, my friend, you have decided to continue to support, and I appreciate that so much, dude. I really do. Anyways, Ace says, congrats once again on 3,000, my friend. It was so much fun being on screen with you again. Likewise, my friend. I thank you so much for inviting me onto that stream. Honestly, I was so happy I could make it, because there's been a couple people that have reached out, and the timing that they want to do the stream at, it just does not work for me in my new life, but yours did, and I appreciate you reaching out. What do you guys think of my mug? For long-time viewers, you guys know I'm obsessed with orca whales. My mom got me that, and I'm very happy with it. Why did I show you that? Because it's my show, and I can. All right. Nagreet Film says, congratulations. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for being here. He also says, what piece of advice would you give all who are watching about creativity? That's a good question. About creativity, honestly, something I've said before is just like, if you have an idea and it's itching at you, just do it. Like, it's sometimes the logistics of it are tricky to figure out for sure, but just hammer down and do it. Figure something out, whether it's a, you know, kind of or a haphazard kind of way of doing it. You know, when I was doing movie reactions, which is something that I wanted to try, I had no idea how to do that. I didn't know how Real Rejects did it. I didn't know how, you know, all these reaction channels did it. I just kind of, and I had my iPhone, and I had an iPad, and I had iMovie, and I just had to kind of figure it out. And I don't think that they're the greatest quality of reaction videos. They could be so much better, and I think if I were to do them today, they would be a little bit better, because I've gotten different software, and I've learned a bit more since then. But bottom line is, I had the idea of something I wanted to do, and I just did it. I didn't exactly know how to do it. I just kind of figured out a way that worked for me. And I would say that creativity, that's where it stems from. It stems from an idea, and you're either going to run with the idea or run away from the idea. And it doesn't mean that when you do the idea, it's going to be successful. It's going to be good. I did a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the channel, especially, that some things worked. Like, I used to run out to my local Walmart and run around like a crazy person in a Spider-Man outfit. and buy Blu-rays and film it and show you guys what I was buying. And, you know, I took inspiration from a bunch of channels, and I think creativity comes from inspiration from others too. You know, like the Flick Pick and all those kind of people that I definitely took inspiration from. But it was something I wanted to try. It was something I just wanted to do. And those Blu-ray collection video, or what did I call them? Blu-ray trips. I think I wasn't very creative in that sense, but I think they were called Blu-ray trips. You know, they did pretty well for me at the start of my channel, and a lot of people came into the channel through those videos. There were some other things I tried. I love listening to commentary tracks on movies, so I tried to like take Avengers Endgame's commentary track and find the things I thought was most interesting and try to break it down in a video. Those videos didn't really catch on, and they were very time consuming, and they were something I ended up not enjoying. But bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is, if you have an idea, just run with it and do it. It might turn out great, it may turn out horrible, but you never know what video from that idea is going to take off. You know, if I didn't try to do the movie commentaries, I would never have attempted to do the Spider-Man No Way Home reaction that for my wife and I, because my wife was one of the only people in the world who hadn't gone out and seen Spider-Man No Way Home. So I knew that doing a reaction video of her reaction would probably do pretty well for the channel. It boosts the subscriber count tremendously. It's still, I think, my highest performing video. I think it's at like 70,000 views, something like that. And if I didn't try that idea, if I didn't run with that idea, you know, that wouldn't have happened. So you never know what's going to happen. So creativity, definitely, if you have an idea that you're thinking about, just do it. Just try it, see how it works out. The 8th Avenue, what are some of your upcoming goals for the channel? Yeah, the goals are definitely different than last year and the year before that. I think I'm really nervous about the audio. I hope everyone's saying it's okay. Have you seen Minecraft? No one's saying anything bad about the audio, so the audio must be okay. Okay, I'm trying a different mic, like I said, than I usually do, so good to see there's no issues so far. But anyways, goals for the channel are I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I'm not able to go to the movies as much, and I'm trying to look at that in a positive, what can I do with that light, more than a disappointment life. And it's not that you know, I'm disappointed I can't go to the movies as often as I used to do. I was expecting that. I was preparing for that. In fact, a lot of the videos that came out throughout March and a little bit into April were all shot back in like January-ish and February, before I had my kid. So I prepared and scheduled those out ahead of time. That's why there was a lot of just like, you know, MCU rankings and this and Fantastic Four and all those kind of rankings that I could do. But maybe Fantastic Four was after I had my baby. But anyways, bottom line is I'm trying to build a different kind of library, where I feel like last year, and I talked about this a little bit with you, Ace, on your while we were backstage on your stream, and I don't mind sharing it with the channel itself, but I'm trying to create content that I think will have a longer shelf life. I think that last year I loved doing the live streams. I clipped them out and I would do news stories, and I was looking at my channel from last year, and I have a lot of videos on news stories and my commentary on them. Some of them did pretty well, some of them did pretty poorly from the clip outs. And bottom line is, though, like, all those news stories are basically obsolete now. Their shelf life has expired because news is constantly changing and updating, and some of those videos went expired the next day. So I'm trying to create more content that someone who finds the channel 2, 5, 10 years from now, the content won't be as dated. Like the MCU Phase 1 ranking, that'll always kind of be able to view because Phase 1 is over. Phase 1 isn't going to update. It's always going to be the movies that it is. So I feel like I'm trying to create more videos that will have an extended life on the channel. So that's why I've kind of been experimenting more with some tier list rankings, some older movie reviews in general, just to see how those fare on the channel. Because there was a period of time where if I did an older movie review, it flatlined, it tanked, it was terrible, it didn't get views. So the Superman reviews that I'm doing now are kind of delving back into that arena to see if people are interested in what I have to say about movies that are 10, in some cases 40 years old. So yeah, I would say those are some of the goals for the channel now. It's just kind of to create content that has a longer shelf life? That's a good that's a good question though. Thank you so much, man. Nathan's random movies, dude. It's been a minute. What's going on? Thanks for being here. Saying congrats on 3,000, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for all you've contributed and all the support you've given over the years on this channel, man. You've been here for a while, and I appreciate you so much, Nathan. Sam Bragg, what's going on, Sam? Thanks for being here. Congratulations on 3K, Zach, and how's your day been, and how's your family doing? And congratulations. Thank you so much for the congratulations and the questions, man. Thank you for just being here, Sam. Yeah, my day honestly been a little bit rough this morning. My dog got out, the neighbor screamed. I think he almost kicked her. I don't know. There was some commotion that happened, some chaos that happened with my dog, and I was unhappy with that. So, but this is definitely prepping my day up. I'm cheering up. I'm doing better, and this is definitely helping with that. And family's doing great. The boy is healthy. Our baby is doing so well. He's growing so fast. He's getting so strong. My wife's doing well. So yeah, everything at the home front is going pretty well. So thank you so much for asking and for contributing, man. Cosmic Broadcast Jonah, what's going on, dude? We miss you. I went to your channel the other day just to see if there was something I missed, and you haven't been on there in a little bit. But I get it. I totally get why you haven't been. But great to see you in here, man. I missed you. Says congrats on 3,000. How's dad life been? Yeah, dad life. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really wild to think of myself as a dad still. Yeah, it's so crazy how fast it happens, but it's been exhausting but very rewarding is what I would say. And honestly, our little guy, our little baby, who's his name's Malachi, by the way. I don't know if anyone knew that. If you've been following me on Instagram and stuff, you probably know his name is Malachi. But Malachi Milne, he is 4 months now, and he's just the sweetest little thing. He really is. He's honestly pretty quiet until it's bedtime. Then that's when he kind of fusses and cries the most, and he can keep us up a little bit later than we planned to be. But all in all, I'd say I'm loving it. I'd say I'm really, really enjoying it. It's so cool to see the developments that happen every day in him. He changes so much on a day-to-day basis, which I heard about, but it's another thing witnessing it in your own kid. So, and he looks almost exactly like me, which is kind of freaky. When he was born and I saw him for the first time, I just saw like all my insecurities I had as a kid, because his face was literally like my little face on him. It was one of the most surreal moments in my life to just like see my face squished and squeezed onto someone else's face. But it's cool. It's great. And you know, I was telling my wife this today. I was like, if he ever has like insecurities about his looks as he's growing up, I'll just say, hey, look how your dad turned out. Huh? You know, he's a good looking guy. So you got nothing to worry about because you look just like me. So no, he's great. He's great. Thanks for asking, man. The Ace Avenue says bots are better than trolls. I mean, they're quieter. Bots are quieter than trolls for sure. But I'd much rather have real people who leave horrible comments that I can just delete or ignore than have fake accounts be created, sent to me, and then YouTube clean them all out, you know? Nothing's worse than getting that high of like, you reached your goal, and then it gets taken away from you because, oh, they were all bots. That sucks. Khalil Ward, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. He says congrats on 3,000 and congrats on fatherhood. He's also saying I'm a new dad as well. It takes a lot. Yeah, it does, man. Well, congratulations to you as well, dude. Congrats on becoming a father. And yeah, man, thank you so much for your kind words and for being here. And it does take a lot. It does take a lot. And I'm just trying to love every minute of it. I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. Still kind of getting over a cold, by the way, guys. So if I start coughing or you hear anything, that's why. I got my outside cam set up here. I'm expecting some groceries to arrive here pretty soon. Trev's Movie says congrats on 3,000 subs. Thank you so much, Trev. Thank you so much for being here, man. The Ace is asking, have you watched Ironheart yet? I'm 2 episodes into it. I kind of already know everything, though. I Twitter and just like listening to podcasts, I kind of already know where it goes, and I know, you know, Mephisto shows up, and I know Sacha Baron Cohen and all that kind of stuff. But I'm only 2 episodes in, and I wouldn't say I'm disliking it. I think it's better than I thought it would be based on how this show was shot 3 years ago, I think. I think it was shot in 2022. Might have been shot in 2023, but I'm pretty sure it was 2022. Right along with Wakanda Forever. So it took a long time for them to put this out, and they just kind of dumped it. So it's better than I thought it would be. I'll say that. For 2 episodes in, better than I thought it would be. There's some things I'm enjoying. I'm kind of getting more accustomed to the Riri character. And yeah, so we'll see where it goes. I kind of know where it goes, but we'll see how I feel about it when I finish it. But right now, it's a decent show. The View with Drew, what's going on, Drew? So happy to have you here, man. He says, "Hey everyone, what's up? What's going on, Drew? I'm happy to have you here, man. Happy to see you here." Let's see here. Trev's Movies says, "I hit 2,000 subs back in May, under less than a year after hitting 1,000, and that was very unexpected." That's awesome, man. Congratulations, Trev. 2,000 subs. That's awesome. Keep going, dude. Very proud of you. Back in May, that's not too long ago. You're on the rise, man. You're on the rise. You're doing great. Toxic Gamer 331, what's going on, my friend? It says, "Olo, Zach, how's your day been? It's been a hot minute." It has been a hot minute. It's been a very hot minute. In fact, it's so hot. It's like 30 degrees Celsius here, so it's definitely been a hot minute. Probably why you guys, I don't know if you guys can see how much I'm sweating, but it's pretty warm. It's pretty warm in here. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I had time to do this. I'm happy to be back on here, and honestly, it's very humbling, and it's very warming to see how many of you guys are back in the chat, like Toxic Gamer, obviously, Spoiler Kings, Trev, obviously Ace, Cosmic Broadcast, and Sam, and Nathan Drana Movies, and Nagreed, and all you guys that, Kahil, all you guys that showed up for Zach Milne Talks Live when I was doing it weekly. You know, I've been off the live streams for a while, haven't been doing them, and you guys are here, and it just... I honestly wasn't sure how many people were going to show up. I've been away for a minute doing these. So I thank you guys so much for sticking with me. It's amazing to see all of you guys here. It really does warm my heart. Spoiler King says, "I love the classic reviews and the rankings." Thank you, dude. Yeah, I've been enjoying doing the rankings. There's something I watch quite often from other people's channels, and they've never been something that I've delved that deep into, but I've been enjoying it, you know, just kind of thinking about what I want to do. Like right now, just to give you guys some upcoming things that are coming to the channel, I'm going through James Gunn's filmography because I'm going to do a ranking of James Gunn's films after Superman comes out. So I just finished watching all of James Gunn's movies, aside from Superman, obviously, and that ranking will come out, I think, the Tuesday after Superman's weekend. So I guess that would be the following Tuesday after this Tuesday. And then I'm going to be doing a ranking of all, is it 7? I think there's 7, all 7 Superman movies after Superman comes out. So that'll probably come out fairly close alongside with the James Gunn ranking. And I think I'm going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy ranking as well that coincide with James Gunn and stuff. So I've been watching Guardians of the Galaxy recently. I just finished watching the movies, actually. So yeah, I've got a couple rankings that I'm working on doing in the future. Man of Steel was shot last week. It comes up on the channel on Tuesday, so the Man of Steel review comes up on Tuesday, and then that'll be the end of the Superman reviews until the new movie. So yeah, it's kind of fun to think of what does my next project look like, what do I want to do for my next project, and then kind of working on that throughout the week. And yeah, like I said, it's different the way I'm doing the channel right now, and but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying doing the rankings. And fun fact, here's a little behind the scenes for you guys. This hat you may have noticed popping up in a lot of videos, and you guys might think to yourselves, Zach didn't used to wear hats. Why is he suddenly wearing this hat? Well, I got this off Temu for $20 to get my my logo on it. And the reason I have this hat is because another thing that's different about my channel is I can't just sit down and record continuously anymore, at least not as often anymore. So the hat is simply for continuity. I will shoot a segment, especially for ranking videos. I'll shoot my thoughts on one of the movies one day, come back the next day, do the next movie, come back 2 or 3 days after that, do the last movie, and when you string it all together, it looks like it's all in one day because of the hat. So that's the reason for the hat. And the reason for the hat today is because my hair's kind of long and it was bugging me. It was getting in my eyes, so I just threw the hat on. I don't know if I'm necessarily a hat person. I don't know if I necessarily look good in hats, but it's been helping with the continuity with the videos a lot. So if I'm wearing the hat, chances are that video was shot over the course of a couple days. There's a little behind the scenes fun fact for you. Toxic Gamer says, have you seen Jurassic World Rebirth yet? If so, what are your thoughts? I was supposed to see it the other day and it just didn't work out. And honestly, I'm not that interested anymore. I think that Universal made a big mistake because they made this movie in the States anyways, one of those mystery screening movies. So this movie came out like, was it last Monday or just Monday? I think it came out Monday for people who went to that screening, who went to that mystery movie screening. So they all came out with their thoughts very early and they weren't glowing. They weren't great. And I listened to a couple that did like it, but even people who did like it kind of said like it's not fantastic. There's a couple great action sequences, but other than that, it's pretty lackluster when it comes to characters. Do I want to see Dinosaur Mayhem on the big screen? Yes, I do. Do I want to spend maybe 3.5 hours away from my wife and kid though to go watch a mediocre Jurassic World movie? Not really so interested in that anymore. So I was supposed to see it the other day. It didn't work out. It might be a blessing in disguise. I don't think I'm going to make it out to see Jurassic World, but I've got my tickets for Superman next Saturday. Super excited. That's definitely happening. And I got my tickets for Fantastic Four. So I may have missed one of the 3 big ones this month, but I'm definitely catching Superman and Fantastic Four. Trev's Movies says, I also managed to get over 1,283 followers on Instagram last month. Oh my goodness, that's awesome, dude. Instagram, I don't know how to grow on Instagram. I don't even know if I'm trying to grow on Instagram, really. Like, I don't know. I haven't been able to put so much energy. Like, I'm putting so much energy into YouTube alone. Maybe a little bit on Twitter too, but to extend to like TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy to grow all those different platforms right now. So that's very impressive though. 12,000 or 1,283 followers on Instagram. That's very impressive. I think I've been at 390 for like the past 5 years. Which, hey, that's pretty good for some people. Nathan Dreaded Movies says, dude, you should check out K-pop Demon Hunters. It's on Netflix and probably the best animated movie of the year, and certainly the most surprising movie I saw this year. Saw it because of my friends. It's on my watch list, dude. It's on my watch list. I think I just turned off my... Yeah, I did. Anyways, I have a list here on my phone that I was gonna show you, but I don't think I can without turning off the back screen, and I don't want to turn off the back screen. So, I have a list on my phone. I'm making movies that come out, I'm putting it on the list, and this is one of those movies that is on the list. So I will be getting around to checking out K-pop Demon Hunters. I didn't think I would be around to checking that out, but I've actually been hearing really good word of mouth, and Nathan, you are just another one of those words to come out of someone's mouth that I've heard. So I will be checking that out. I just don't know when I'll be checking that out. But thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate it. Chillmonger, what's going on, Chill? Thank you so much for being here, dude. I'm really enjoying your stuff over on your channel. I know I don't comment very much. I'm a terrible commenter, but I'm enjoying your stuff. I love seeing the growth, dude. You're killing it over there. And you say YouTube is a greedy business. Yes, they are, my friend. Yes, they are. But you know what? So is every business. Toxic Gamer 331 says, do you think Superman will actually be good or no? I think it will. It's hard for me to... I shouldn't say it's hard for me to imagine that it's not going to be good, because it can obviously not be good. There's some things in the trailers that have me a little bit concerned, and does it look overstuffed? Maybe a little bit. Do I love the way some of the effects are looking? Not 100%, but there's definitely some really great stuff in there. I think the kaiju fight in all the trailers looks fantastic, and Crypto looks awesome. And, you know, going back and watching all of James Gunn's movies, I'm very surprised, because there's not a single movie of his that I didn't like. Even something like Slither and something like Super, which I thought wasn't really going to be up my alley, was something I didn't think I was going to enjoy, because I'm not huge into body horror, and Super's like this kind of ultra-violent, mean-spirited, rated R film. I ended up enjoying both of those films. Even Slither, which is like a body horror movie that I did not think I was going to enjoy. I've enjoyed all of James Gunn's films. So his track record tells me, why do I doubt him for this movie? I've enjoyed all his other movies, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy this one too. So I do think it'll be good. It's got so much pressure on it. It's got so much pressure on the DCU, on James Gunn, on Peter Safran, everybody involved in this movie. They had to have known how much pressure was on them. And I think they did everything in their power. And I think they're doing everything in their power still to make sure that this movie comes out and pleases audiences across the board. I don't know if you guys heard the story about, apparently there was a test screen or a couple test screenings done for this movie. And I guess one of the test screenings, there was a scene where a character punched Crypto in the face or something like that, punched the dog. And apparently the test audiences revolted against that. They did not like that scene. And apparently the report is that that scene's no longer in the movie. They cut it out of the film. So something like that's telling me like they are really paying attention to what our audience is going to gravitate towards for this film. They know that audiences abandoned the DCEU. They know they got to get them back on board for the DCU. I think they're doing everything in their power to make sure they can get them back on board. So I have no doubt that Superman is going to be entertaining and enjoyable. I do think it'll be good. And if this movie's not good, if Superman comes out and it's not good, and by not good, I don't mean has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, even has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just mean like pleases the general audience, pleases the majority of people. Some people aren't going to like it, obviously, but as long as it pleases the majority, I think they'll be in good shape, and I think that's their aim, and I think that's what they need to do. So I'll be shocked, honestly, if it's bad, because I like all of James Gunn's films. I like all the things I've been seeing from the film. I feel like they understand the assignment, what they need to do for this film, and what they need to do to succeed for this film. So I'll be very surprised if I don't like it. I'll be very surprised if it's bad. But it could be, but I don't think it will be. But we'll see. Frankie Mega World says, yo, what's going on, Frankie? Thanks for being here, buddy. The Ace Avenue says, no problem, man. It's almost great. It's almost great. It's always great. I think you meant always. It's always great to support great creators like yourself. Like the great Captain America once said, I'm with you to the end of the line. Oh, dude, you're going to make me tear up. That's so sweet. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. Nathan Jenner Movies, thoughts on Tom Holland? Tom Holland. I see what you're saying there. Thoughts on Tom Holland potentially becoming the new Bond? Yes! We're getting a new Bond. Now, I'm not the biggest Bond fan. I'm just going to put that out there. I've seen all the films. I own all the films somewhere in my mess of a collection. But I don't own No Time to Die. So I don't own all the films. That was a lie. I apologize. I own all the films except for No Time to Die. And I've seen them all, and I've enjoyed most of them. For the most part, but it's not a franchise that I get super amped about. It's not one that I get really excited about. I love that Denis Villeneuve is going to be directing the new Bond film. I think that that's a great director pick. If we can't have Nolan, Denis Villeneuve is a pretty good second choice. So I'm happy with the director's choice. As far as who they're looking at, I guess they're looking for someone that's more so in their like mid-20s or could play in mid-20s for Bond. I don't know if I see Tom Holland in the role of Bond, only because, and granted, The Odyssey could be a movie that changes this opinion for me, but because of Spider-Man, and to some extent even that Uncharted movie, I don't see Tom Holland as like a take control kind of spy guy. He just comes across as just like young and innocent all the time. And even like interviews I've seen of him, that's how he comes across. And as far as Bond, he could surprise, he could kill it, he could knock it out of the park because he is a good actor, and it would be such a departure for him as an actor to do Bond. When I think of Tom Holland's performances that I've seen, I just don't see it. I just don't see him as Bond. So if they do go that route, I'm a Tom Holland fan. I'll give him a shot. I enjoy what he's done. But as far as do I see him in the role right now? No, I don't. And he does have history because he did pitch when Bond was still owned by the Broccoli's before Amazon bought them out and all that stuff. Like a couple years back, he did pitch a young Bond film to the Broccoli's, and the Broccoli's ultimately didn't want to go in that direction with Bond. But so he does have history. He has history with the Bond franchise. So maybe this will be his second round, but we'll see. Malcolm AK, Mr. Awesome. What's going on, Malcolm AK, Mr. Awesome? Great to see you in here, my friend. Congratulations, Zach. Oh, rumor has it that we are getting the trailer for Avatar 3 Fire and Ice. Isn't it Fire and Ash? Is it Fire and Ice? I thought it was Fire and Ash. Fire and Ice. Maybe you're right. Plus, also, we're getting a teaser trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 at the end of the month. Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't really care about the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. I've never played the game, and I also didn't see the first movie, so it's not really something I'm amped about. But I'm excited to see what Avatar 3 looks like. Are we sure it's not Fire and Ash? I don't know. I'm looking forward to Avatar Fire and Ice. You know, Avatar gets hated on a lot, and do I think that they deserve to be the highest, like, $2 billion grossing movies of all time? I think Avatar: The Way of Water is the highest. No, Avatar 1 is the highest grossing movie of all time. Do I think it deserves to be the highest grossing movie based on quality and everything? Not really. But that said, I still enjoy the films. I don't like Avatar 1 as much as I liked Way of Water, but Avatar: Way of Water in the theater, when it leaves theater, people forget, like, it's a phenomenon to see in theaters. Avatar: The Way of Water is still the best 3D film I've ever seen in theaters. I hate 3D in movies, and I sought out to see that in 3D because I knew it was going to be amazing, and it was. So I'm looking forward to Avatar 3, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. So a trailer for that gets me excited and pumped, but Mortal Kombat, not so much. Nathan Red Movie says, Denis Villeneuve directing next Bond. Yes, I kind of talked about that already. It's awesome. I think that's a great director pick. He is so talented, and I'm excited to see him do something outside of Dune. He's been trapped in Dune for a little bit now, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does outside of that again. Frankie, how did you get 3,000 so quick? I have no idea, my friend. It was just because of awesome subscribers like yourself who found the content. For some reason, you liked what I was doing, and you hit the subscribe button. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Marvin Wanjo says, how is life with your baby like? What time do you sleep or wake up with baby around? Oh, dude, it varies for sure. So, life with a baby. What is life with a baby like? Life with a baby is like, time stands still. It also goes by very, very fast, and you feel like you haven't done anything. It's basically what, because the baby, like right now especially, like he's 4 months old, so constantly being held, constantly needing things. But like, and you know, truth be told, like obviously my wife has the bulk of it. My wife is the one who, in Canada, she's on maternity leave for a year, so she's just at home with the baby all the time. So for me, it's like, I go to work in the morning, I get home around 5, she's been with the baby, she's exhausted, I get the baby, I play with the baby, I entertain the baby cries, I give back to mama to try and console, and then we're trying to get him down for sleep around 7 o'clock. Sometimes he actually will go to sleep at by 7:30, after we read him a story and pray over him and all that kind of stuff. He'll go to sleep sometimes around 7:30. Other times he won't go to sleep, and you're bouncing him and rocking him until about 10 o'clock at night, sometimes 11 o'clock at night, and you're ready to go to sleep, but he hasn't gone to sleep yet. So you know, so that can be exhausting. That can be, and he's screaming and crying the whole time. That can be really exhausting. Excuse me. And then you get him to sleep at 10 o'clock, and you're like, finally I can go to sleep. You go to sleep, and next thing you know, he's screaming and crying at 1 o'clock in the morning. So you get up again, and you have to go and get him back down. Sometimes it's half an hour, sometimes it's 5 minutes, and then he's up again at 3, he's up again at 4, and then I'm up at 6 to go to work or something. So sometimes it's very chill, sometimes it's very easy, other times it's chaotic and you're very tired the next day, and sometimes you do get a good sleep. And my wife has been very, very gracious. Like, a lot of the times she'll just get up and take care of him and tell me to keep sleeping because I have work the next day. But there are times where she needs reinforcement, and that's when I step in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and try to help out. But I can't do much to help, to be honest. It's mostly just moral support. But yeah, life with a baby. What time do you sleep? What time do you wake up? It all depends on the baby. And my baby dictates when I sleep and when I get up. That's how it is. Trev's Movies says, I got drunk for a video recently where I watched The Croods, and it was the best reaction I ever did. People loved it. Whatever makes people laugh, feel good, and forget about the world for a moment. That sounds awesome. I'm gonna check out that video because that does sound like a good time. The Croods is a movie I've not thought about in a very long time. I don't even think I saw The Croods 2. That was a very forgettable animated film in my opinion. Frankie World says Sean Chandler is 100 away from 300,000. Good for him. That's awesome. Toxic Gamer says, what is your top 3 John Williams scores, but all the others are erased from history? Okay, I'm keeping Jurassic Park. That is number 1, because that's my favorite score of all time. I love the Jurassic Park theme. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. I think, and it could be because I just watched the movies very recently, but Superman, that's an awesome score. Like I've heard it because I've been listening to the movies, I've been watching the movies, been watching behind the scenes for the movies, so I've heard that score a lot over the past couple months. So that's up there too. The Superman score, the Jurassic Park, Superman, and I think I gotta go with Jaws. Not because I want to listen to Jaws, but because if you erase Jaws score, then you don't have the Jaws score in the Jaws movie, and that score is a big reason why that movie works, and I want that movie to keep working. So those are my 3: Jurassic Park, Superman, and Jaws. Nathan Dread Movie says, have you seen the Minecraft movie? Well, Nathan, yes I have. I mean, it's still in the plastic wrap. I haven't opened it, but I did see it. By the way, this was sent to me from Warner Brothers, and I forgot to I didn't have time to find time to show it off to the channel. So yeah, pick up Minecraft. It's out now. It's actually funny. I was watching it with my wife the other night because it was on Crave here in Canada, and I wanted to see how long my wife would last, and she ended up really liking it. I don't really like it all that much. They're watching it again last night though, kind of knowing what it was and knowing what to expect. I enjoyed it a little bit more in a guilty pleasure type way, because I think it's a really bad movie. I think it's a movie that knows what it is in some regard, but I don't particularly enjoy it. But it's so wacky and crazy that there's moments where it's just like impossible not to laugh along with it. I think Jack Black makes the movie. That whole opening where it's just like 10 minutes of exposition, with Jack Black doing the voiceover and stuff, like, he's just so entertaining, and he really does make that movie entertaining. So my overall thoughts on it is, I don't think it's a good movie, but it's hard to deny that I don't get entertainment from it, especially after watching a little bit of it again yesterday. Marvin says, if you didn't do YouTube, what other job do you think you could have done full-time? I don't do YouTube full-time. I don't know what the question is. If you didn't do YouTube, what other job do you think you could have done full-time? But well, I don't, this is my full-time job, so I don't do this full-time. I delivery drive. I'm a parts delivery driver for a dealership full-time. That's my full-time job. So what could I do full-time? I guess drive around my city and deliver parts to other auto shops and dealerships, because that's what I do. Now, to put this, I don't mean to laugh at you, Marvin. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the idea of this is my full-time job, because it's so far from not. But as far as hobbies go, if you're asking if I didn't do YouTube as a hobby, what other hobby would I have? And honestly, I don't know. I've always had trouble finding a hobby. Even when I was a teenager, I always had trouble finding a hobby that I just liked. Watching movies, watching TV, watching movies and TV with my friends, talking about movies and TV with my friends. I was into basketball for like a little bit, but I sucked, so I fell out of that pretty quickly. I still enjoy shooting the hoops and stuff, but I cannot play a game. I can't dribble to save my life. I suck at basketball, but I'm a decent shot. I don't want to say I'm a good shot whatsoever, and I'm like 5'11" or whatever, so I'm not like super tall. Well, maybe I'm 6 foot. I don't know. I have to measure myself. I don't measure myself very often, but yeah, as far as what would I do for a hobby if I didn't have YouTube, I don't know, because until I got YouTube, until I decided to jump on the bandwagon of doing a YouTube movie review channel and talking about movies on YouTube, I didn't really have much of a hobby. I didn't really have something that I stuck with. I tried guitar for a little bit. I'd never really latched onto that. I never really played that on my spare time. So this is really the only hobby that I've enjoyed and I've stuck with. And I've stuck with this for 6 years now. And I still enjoy it as much now as I did when I first started it. And I still get excited when I finish a video, when I edit it, when it comes out the way I want it to, when it doesn't come out the way I want it to, and I'm disappointed. I'm still glad I made it. When there's things that need to be tweaked, I'm excited to get back in here and tweak them and fix it to how I want it to look in my mind. So yeah, as far as hobbies go, I don't know what I would have for a hobby if I didn't do YouTube. I don't feel like I would have a hobby if I didn't do YouTube. This is the only hobby I've ever stuck with. By the way, we got deleted scenes in here. Sending a $5 super chat, dude. Thank you so much for the support. Says can't stay, but I wanted to congratulate you on 3,000 subs. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for all the support you've given over the years, man. You've been here for a while, a couple of years now, so I appreciate it so much, dude. By the way, I missed this super chat from the Ace Avenue saying thoughts on Hulk and Punisher and Brand New Day. Yeah, that was interesting. Let's stick with Hulk first. We'll start with Hulk. Because the rumor is that Hulk is in the movie as the villain or the adversary that Spider-Man is going to be going up against, and in that they're going to be bringing back Rage Hulk. Now that's just a rumor. That's just what they've been saying. But if that's true, I'm very happy with that. I want Rage Hulk back. I'm one of those people who, I don't mind Smart Hulk, but I'm kind of over it. I would love to see Rage Hulk come back. If they're using Hulk and Spider-Man to bring back Rage Hulk, that would be awesome. If they're using Hulk in the way that Mark Ruffalo will be like the next mentor for Peter Parker, because the Sony deal, I don't know how it is since they've re-upped it, but when Sony was making the deal to bring Spider-Man into the MCU, the deal was on Sony's side that Spider-Man had to be paired up with a character from the MCU. That's why you got Tony Stark in the first one. You got Nick Fury in the second one, and then you had Doctor Strange in the third one. So if that deal still continues, he's got to be partnered up with another Marvel MCU character. So if they're using Mark Ruffalo, if they're using the Hulk in that way, that's fine, I guess, if they can explain everything with like people forgetting who Spider-Man is, not knowing who Peter Parker is. How does Mark Ruffalo does Peter Parker get a scholarship, or not a scholarship? What is it? A mentorship or a internship? Does Peter Parker get like an internship, maybe with Banner, with Bruce? Does he work alongside Bruce? That could be an interesting way to bring him into the movie. So that gets me excited. Punisher, though, Punisher is the one where I'm like, so what are they doing with that? Like, that's the one where, like, Hulk is like, if they bring back Rage Hulk, awesome. If they're teaming up with Bruce and Peter, that's kind of cool. But what are they doing with that? With Punisher? A character that, I know they've teamed up in the comics, but when you look at Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU and you look at Punisher on Daredevil, those characters don't feel like they should even be in the same universe, let alone the same movie. And so, I mean, they gotta tone down Punisher. They obviously can't do the awesome like gore that they did in that apartment shootout scene that they did in Daredevil Born Again with Punisher, which was fantastic. I love Daredevil Born Again. They can't do that in Spider-Man. So are you going to nerf Punisher? Are you going to tone him down to a point where he's not even Punisher anymore? That gets me a little bit concerned, but I also love the idea of seeing John Bernthal and Tom Holland on screen together again in the MCU. We're going to get them in the Odyssey, but we're going to get them in the MCU. That's very exciting to me. So, of the two, Punisher gets me the most excited and the most interested and curious to see how long is he in the movie, what's his role in the movie, how do his action scenes affect the movie, is he up against Spider-Man like he was kind of up against Daredevil in the series, where Spider-Man will be like, don't kill people, and he's like, why, you gotta kill people and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's very interesting though. I want Spider-Man 4 to be a grounded, street level friendly neighborhood Spider-Man with Peter finally on his own. So the idea of getting these MCU characters again in here next to him is like, we got that in the Home trilogy. Let's do something different in this new upcoming trilogy or set of movies that we're getting. But you have my curiosity. If you're going to pick those two, you have my curiosity. You definitely have my curiosity. Luke Bonto, my buddy, what's going on, Luke? My friend, we've been streaming together for like 3 years now, so thank you so much for all the support you've given to the channel, man. Say, Zach, my man, congrats on 3,000. Thank you so much, Luke. I really do appreciate that, my friend. It's an honor to have you here. Marvin says, before your kid was born, did you always want to be a dad, or did it just happen by chance? No, wanted to be a dad. The kid was planned. The kid was planned. That was something my wife and I talked about a lot when we were dating, like kids and how many do you want and when do you want them and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, we thought we'd have a kid sooner. But you know, it just didn't work out that way. But we, yeah, I always wanted to be a dad, especially just like as a Christian, growing up in a church that's like family oriented with the values of family and stuff like that. Like it's really hard, at least for me, not to grow up wanting to be a father, wanting to have a child, wanting to father that child and grow him in the church and in the Bible and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've been excited to have a kid for a very long time. Even when I was a teenager, I was like, I can't wait to get married and have a kid. So it's awesome. Toxic Gamer 331 says, I ordered the Novocaine 4K Steelbook yesterday. I would have gotten the Sinners 4K Steelbook instead, but it keeps getting out of stock. Yeah, man, Sinners is awesome. People love Sinners. So I'm not surprised to hear that. Novocaine's awesome. Novocaine's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's a quaint little action film. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty streamlined. It's not anything that new, but it's got a fun twist on it with the whole fact that he can't feel pain. And Jack Quaid, I'm quickly becoming a big fan of Jack Quaid. I really enjoyed him earlier this year in Companion, and then seeing him in Novocaine as the lead. I really like him. Toxic Gamer going off that says, what would you say is your top 5 favorite movies of the year so far? So of the films that I've seen, I would go Sinners, I would go Thunderbolts, I would go Novocaine. I would go. There was one movie I watched recently. Oh man, I just did that again. There was a movie I watched recently. Shoot, what did I watch recently that I really liked? Yeah, I'd have to sit down. I really like The Accountant 2. I watched that recently, so I'll throw that in there. I'll throw The Accountant 2 in there for now because I did see that, and I thought it was even better than the first Accountant. Trying to pull up my list here, but for some reason it's not working for me. So womp womp. That was a failure. Yeah, so what would I go with next? I would probably say, shoot, one more. What is one more film that I really enjoyed? I'm trying to like mentally. Oh, Companion. I really enjoyed Companion. So Companion's up there. I would go Companion. And also congrats on 3,000. Thank you so much. Frankie, you just hit 3.02. Hey, we keep going. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Slip Pace. Thank you for joining us, Slip Pace. I don't know why it took me so long to read your name out. What is this channel even about? You know, I don't really know. We talk about movies. We talk about life. We talk about anything, really. Mostly movies. Some TV, and some life, and some YouTube, and some everything. I don't know, man. I don't know. Toxic Gamer says, what are your thoughts on the ending of Superman 2? Well, you could see my thoughts on that. I did a full review, and I also talked about the Donner cut in that review as well with the ending. I would say I'm not a fan of either. When it comes to the actual ending, the theatrical ending of Superman 2, with the kiss and making Lois forget and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. I think it's kind of lame. I think it's kind of out of pocket. I'm not a big fan in general of how those movies will just allow Superman to have any power when it's convenient to him, when he's allowed to have it. So the whole kissing, making Lois forget thing, I think is lame and kind of stupid and out of nowhere. And then it's like, okay, so like, can he do that to everybody? Like, if he kissed Lex, could he make Lex forget that he's an evil person? Or could he make Lex forget that, like, what's the limitation? What is the extension of his forgetting powers? Is it only that he can make people forget that he told them that he's Superman, Clark and Superman are the same person? Or can he make them forget anything, and the way that he positions his lips will depend on what people forget? You know, like, how does that work? Because if he kissed Lex Luthor on the lips and made him forget about his real estate schemes, made him forget that he's the greatest criminal mastermind in the world, would he be able to turn him good by making him forget all that stuff? Or does his kissable memory swipe powers, do they have a limitation to only make people forget that he's Superman? I'm thinking way too much into it, but those are the questions that come to my mind when I think about that. And then the Donner cut is kind of tricky because they took what was intended to be the ending of Superman 2 and they attached it to the end of Superman the movie. because they told him to stop working on Superman 2 and they liked the ending so much. So spinning the Earth around at the end of Superman the movie is also used at the end of the Donner cut. So you get 2 movies back to back where Superman turns the Earth back around and makes everyone basically makes the events of the movie just not happen. And I hate when movies do that. I hate when they make the events of what you just watched not happen. So I hate the Donner ending more than I hate the theatrical ending, but I'm not a big fan of either ending, to be honest. Frankie says, I mean, your subs haven't gone away, so they must be real people. They must be, I guess so. Chillmonger says, real, can confirm. Thank you so much, man. Toxic Gamer says, how would you rank all the Dino villains in the Jurassic franchise from the worst to the best? All the villains? What are the villains? What are the villains? Like, you've got, I don't know. I don't even know. You got like the like Dotsons in Dominion. That's a clear villain. The like auction guys in Fallen Kingdom. I guess those are villains. And then you've got the military guy. I don't know, man. I can't rank those. They're all generic. They're all so generic. And maybe if I thought more about it, I could. But that's kind of stupid. Nathan John Movies says, have you seen Andor season 2? My favorite thing that came out this year. I'm so behind. I've watched 3 episodes and I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. I just haven't. There's been so much that I've been trying to catch up on and trying to do, and I want to finish it. I really do. I just haven't yet, but I'm excited to, and I'm going to keep watching. Absolutely. Mr. YouTube Lover, what's going on, Mr. YouTube Lover? Says your live got a recommendation, so I subbed, and congratulations on 3,000. Hey, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. Welcome. We're honored to have you join us at the channel here, and thank you so much for joining us, man. It's an honor and a privilege to have you. Marvin, after you graduated high school, what did you do, and do you have any advice for life after high school? Wow, that's a lot of pressure, guys. I just talk about movies. I just talk about movies on the internet. I don't know if I'm equipped for this. Well, after I graduated high school, I didn't want to rush into student debt. I didn't want to rush into debt in general. I didn't know what I wanted to do at university. I didn't know what I wanted to do for college. And I had a lot of friends tell me, you know, just go. You'll discover it while you're there. And I had a number of friends who did that. They went to college, thought they'd discover what they did there, and ended up dropping out a year or 2 after. So, and they've got debt now, whereas I just went into the workforce. I just went and got a job and lived at home for a couple of years after high school, worked, and, you know, kind of just like, I guess you could say, worked my way up at my job. I became like a manager and all that kind of stuff. And but it was kind of weird because then COVID hit, like 3 years into my job, and I was a year and a half, 2 years into being a manager at this place. So I was making decent money, but then COVID hit and everything got shut down, and that's also where I met my now wife, and we started dating. And then I quit that job to go and volunteer at a Bible camp all summer with her, and then we got back, and then we got married, and I had a very unconventional life after high school. So I went to university for like a month, and then COVID hit, and then I dropped out of university because I hated the online stuff. So I didn't really, you know, I'm just like in a normal workforce. I'm married, I have a kid, I have a house, like that's all awesome and stuff, and everyone's got different paths to go down. So what would my advice be after high school? I don't know, man. Just follow your gut, I guess. Like, my gut told me that it wasn't smart to go to university. It wasn't smart to get into debt. Even though I had a bunch of people around me telling me, like, you know, just go. Or, like, you'll figure it out when you get there and all that stuff. And it just wasn't something that I felt right to do. It wasn't something that felt like it was the right decision for me to do. So I just followed my gut, and I guess like that would be the advice is, you know, there's so many options, there's so many different avenues, and I had the option presented to me shortly after high school to move away from my town or from my home to move in with some friends in another city, which was a very exciting opportunity. And I definitely was like, I pray, like that's something too, is being a Christian. Like I was very prayerful, and I prayed a lot about where it's the right decision, where should I go next, all that kind of stuff. And ultimately I decided to stay here and continue with my job, and that led to, you know, my life now, that led to my wife, that led to my now child, that led to where we live, that led to everything. So I followed my gut, and I'm very happy with where I am at life, and I'm very happy with my life right now. So yeah, I don't know, I guess the best advice I could give as someone who is not, like, by any chance any means a life coach or knows what they're talking about necessarily, just follow your gut, follow your instincts, you know. It can work out, and sometimes it might not work out, you know. I can't promise it's gonna work out, but I guess for me it did. So that's the best I got. Getting pretty deep here, my friend. But yeah, I mean, enjoy high school, enjoy the time with the friends, enjoy hanging out at lunch break, enjoy all the stuff, you know. I that's the part I miss about high school, is just seeing your friends constantly. The Ace Avenue says, what shows and movies are you and the missus currently watching together? Well, we're watching King of Queens, which is old. It's a sitcom. So we watched Accountant 2 together the other night. We watched A Simple Favor. We tried to watch another Simple Favor, and it was awful, so we didn't even finish it. We stopped watching it. We tried watching that new movie Heads of State last night. That's on Amazon with John Cena and Idris Elba. A little bit of the Suicide Squad reunion going on there, and neither one of us were really into it, so we turned that off pretty quickly. But yeah, when we have time to watch when we have time to sit down and watch something together, we're either watching like a Marvel movie or something we watched previously. Sometimes we'll pop on Speed pretty often, Keanu Reeves. And for TV, it's like we usually don't turn on the TV until the Malachi's asleep. So by that point, we're just like, put on an episode of King of Queens. I'm tired. So not watching anything too current. And she doesn't like a lot of current stuff anyways. The Ace says, everyone, what's up? Oh, not Ace, Drew. Trev's Movies says, I made a video yesterday where I mentioned that I'm changing my channel a little bit, where I'm going to push weekly movie reviews to the side a little bit to focus on bigger videos. Hey, man, that's awesome, man. You got the idea. Go for it. Give it a chance. You never know what's going to come out of it. And, you know, that those videos could blow up. That could be something that really explodes on your channel. You could find your niche. You could find your audience through those videos. So I champion that, man. And you know what? Like, I don't mean to say this in any way that's like, you know, rude or putting down anyone who does it, but like, and you know, this is something that now that I'm not going to the movies as often as I may want to go to the movies, taking a step back and looking, you know, everybody's doing the new movie, everybody's doing the late, like my subscription feed on YouTube, whenever I scroll through it, it's like every single video is the same movie review, you know. And so if you are able to step out of that, if you're able to do something different, you may just find a wider audience. You may find something that you enjoy more. You may stand out from the crowd a little bit more. So I champion that, man. Keep it up. Toxic Gamer says, what are your top 5 worst films of the year? I think I gotta put in Another Simple Favor, because that was just terrible and I had to turn it off. I'm in the middle of this movie. I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. I'm not really enjoying it, but it's called Ash. I think it was on Shudder or something like that. I'm watching it right now. It's not great. I don't know if it's the worst, but it's not great. Minecraft was in my worst of the year, but after watching it again, I was a little bit entertained. But you know what? I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to say I'll keep Minecraft in number 3. Flight Risk was a guilty pleasure, but it was not very good. There was a movie recently though that I gave like 1 star to or something. Like there was a movie I really didn't like, and I don't remember what it was because I was just forgot about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll put those 4 for now, and then the fifth one. I'm trying to mentally think through what the heck have I been watching. Yeah, I don't know. What would the 5th one be? What's some of the worst movies you guys have seen? Maybe that'll jog some of my my memory of what I've been watching. Viewers, Drew has a fan in here from Mr. YouTube Lover. No way, I love your channel. That's awesome. Trez Movie says, I think it'll be easier on me in between work and my personal life to focus on like 1 big video over 3 small ones. Plus, so many people review the same movie every week and mine will just get buried. Yep, fair point. Fair point. Absolutely. Here we go. Here's some. Toxic Gamer says, for me, number 5, Flight Risk. Number 4, Alexander and the Horrible No Good Very Road Trip. 3, Star Trek Section 31. And 2, Bright Hard 1, Kinda Pregnant. Oh my gosh, Kinda Pregnant. That is number 1 for me too, dude. That was, my wife and I, we put that on, and I was like, I'm not really a big fan of this Is it Amy Schumer? Not a big fan of Amy Schumer, but my wife kind of is. So we put it on. It was terrible. I hated it. So I don't know. I can't remember if we finished it. I don't think we finished it. I hated the characters. I hated the premise. I hated the logic. I hated everything about that movie. So that's up there for me too. That's my fifth one. That's my number one. Kind of pregnant was awful. Nathan Movie says, dude, you should watch Invincible. Dude, I fell off Invincible. I heard season 2 wasn't that great. I tried it. I wasn't really into it. And then I heard season 3 got back on track, but I'm just like so behind it now that like, I just haven't been able to. Marvin says, do you watch other film reviewers before posting your own reviews? Yeah, sometimes I do. Which I don't know if there's a stigma against that of like, you shouldn't watch other people until you do your own review. And I can understand that to some degree, but also I think that it's kind of the same engagement you get when you're talking to someone after seeing the movie, where someone, like if I'm watching someone else's review, they'll say something that'll jog me to be like, oh, I felt the same way about that, and here's why I felt the same way. Or it can help me to be like, I don't see it the same way. I don't see how you're getting there, because the way I viewed it was this way. And sometimes watching other people, especially like, you know, people post reviews of, like, I watched Sean Chandler's review of Jurassic World, and I haven't seen Jurassic World, and he was kind of one of those reviews, one of them, not all of them, but one of them where I was like, yeah, it doesn't really sound like I'm missing too much, because he seems kind of positive on this film, but it wasn't like a glowing review or anything. So yeah, I don't know. Some people will say that, you know, you have to be 100% authentic. You can't let anyone else's opinions interfere in your mind. You can't let anyone, you don't want to accidentally say something someone else said in your video, kind of thing. And I get that. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's also just like a conversational kind of tool and method where it's like, it helps me figure out my thoughts sometimes, and sometimes I don't need that. Sometimes I'm like, I know exactly how I feel about this. I know exactly what I want to say. I'm just going to shoot my review. And other times it's like, wow, that was a really conflicting experience for me. What are some other people saying about it? What are they feeling, and how will that help me discover how I feel ultimately about it? So yeah, sometimes. That's a long-winded way of saying sometimes. Did you guys miss this? Did you guys miss how much I talk during live streams? How much I just spend so much time on your questions? I've got a lot to say. It's been a while since I've been on here. Trez Movie says, plus there's a lot of bigger movies, plus there's a lot of bigger videos I'm more passionate about doing. I'm only going to do weekly reviews when it's something I think will do good for my channel. Others have said they're opting out. Others have said they're opting out of doing like newer movie reviews. It's a tough space, man. I get it. It's a tough space. Definitely is. Trez Movie says, seeing the Smurfs, I'll take one for the team. Oh, others said they're opting out of seeing Smurfs. I'll take one for the... I see what you're saying. All right, you're going to go see Smurfs. Dude, I salute you. I'm not doing it. Khalid Ward says the hat is dope. Well, thank you very much. Trev's Movie says, how and where do you make your merch? Well, it's not really merch. This was Temu. I just was like... I'm trying to shoot these videos over the course of a couple days. My hairstyle changes and all that kind of stuff. How can I keep the video to see more the continuity? How can that work? And honestly, it was watching I don't know if he still does videos, but Jaren Talks Movies. I don't know if anyone remembers Jaren Talks Movies, but I think he took a break from doing, or he stopped doing YouTube. I don't know. He hasn't posted in a while. But I used to like watching Jaren Talks Movies, and he was a smaller YouTuber along the same as us. And he always, his like logo was like a hat, like him in a hat, and he always wore a hat in his videos. And I was watching his videos, and I just had the idea of like, okay, I'm shooting these videos now a couple days apart. If I want to keep continuity, I should wear a hat. Now, I don't want to just wear like a Jurassic Park hat for every video if I'm not talking about Jurassic Park, or like a Marvel hat if I'm not talking about Marvel. So I wanted to get my logo on it. And so I went to Temu, just found a generic hat, and I was able to post my logo on it. They are the ones that took care of the rest. They put everything on it, and it was actually a deal. It was $20 for two. See, so I got two hats. Got two hats for the price of $20. So I don't really have merch. I know of some sites that'll like TeePublic is a pretty popular one that will kind of like do your merch for you and take a cut of the profit, I think is how it works. I've got a couple friends. I think Cody from the Brock Op side, I think he used TeePublic. I know Ace is using some stuff for his merch right now, but as far as I go, I don't really have merch to sell. I just have these two hats so that I can keep continuity between my videos. Toxic Gamer says, I've seen a total of 87 new releases this year, which is insane, and I've already topped last year for the most movies I've seen. That's awesome, dude. I've seen 30. I'm at 30. And I'm playing catch up like crazy. Toxic Gamer says, I could have seen Jurassic early, but I decided to see F1 instead. I need to see F1. I'm so disappointed I have to miss that one. Because I didn't know Jurassic was the secret screening until people saw it. Yeah, I don't know how people found out that it was a secret screening, but I guess some people have sources. Trev's Movie says, the issue with them showing Jurassic World as the mystery movie is that people are now going to get their hopes up that they're always going to show a big blockbuster. Yeah, but the theaters don't care as long as you're showing up to those mystery movies, because for a while I think they were showing crap, and then nobody at all wanted to go to those mystery movies from what I hear in the States. I don't have that here. I don't have mystery movies, unfortunately. This is my movie says, you're going to see F1. I just talked about it. It's awesome, and my dad really liked it, which says a lot because he really likes new releases that I drag him to. He also liked How to Train Your Dragon remake. I missed that one too. Nope, I missed it. I'm disappointed. But like I said, I just gotta be selective, gotta be picky right now. And my priority right now is to see Superman and to see Fantastic Four. And I think those are the only two movies I'm going to be able to see in July. So we'll see. Toxic Gamer says, Rebirth I just liked, but I would still prefer Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World Dominion over it. Jurassic World Dominion over it? Yeah, I'm not seeing Rebirth. I mean, that's fair, man. That's awesome for you. But I did not like Dominion. So to hear that makes me really not have faith in Rebirth. The Weekend Fan says, yo, I'm new. What's going on, Weekend Fan? Thank you so much for joining, dude. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to have you join us, dude. We're very excited to have you here. Trev's Movie says, Punching Crypto sounds very James Gunn, though. I'm still not over the death of Floor in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, man. That sequence of Rocket's friends dying is easily the most heartbreaking sequence James Gunn has ever put into any of his movies. And I agree. Punching Crypto is very James Gunn, but I'm kind of glad to hear they took it out, to be honest. Frankie says, you think I should start uploading? Yes, just do it. Just upload, see where it goes, see if you enjoy it, and yeah, definitely, I highly encourage you to start uploading. Yes. Nathan John Movie says, are you excited for Spaceballs 2? Yes. I was very, very surprised that we got an announcement video from Mel Brooks. Even more surprised that Mel Brooks is going to be Yogurt again in Spaceballs. Mel Brooks just turned 99 years old. Spaceballs 2 is set to come out in 2027. He's going to be 100 years old, over 100 years old, when Spaceballs 2 comes out. And I'm rooting for the guy. I want him to make it to the premiere. Look, I have more faith in Spaceballs 2 with the Naked Gun trailer, because I don't know if Naked Gun's going to be any good, the new Liam Neeson one, but that Naked Gun trailer looked really funny to me. And the announcement trailer for Spaceballs 2, it felt like they understood the tone of Spaceballs. I love that it just was this opening crawl of just counting down how oversaturated we are with franchises. I feel like it did two things. It showed us everything. It showed us the humor that Spaceballs 2 could have. It also showed us everything that Spaceballs 2 could be parodying, do a parody on. And I thought Mel Brooks still seemed sharp and witty in the announcement video. I'm so excited Rick Moranis is back as Dark Helmet. I'm very excited Bill Pullman's coming back. I believe Lewis Pullman, his son, is also coming into the movie, which I think is going to be a fun kind of legacy sequel take on the whole thing, if he does indeed play not Star-Lord, Lone Star, play Lone Star's son. I'd be very excited about that. So I'm cautiously optimistic. It could be a train wreck. It could be horrible. Spoof movies, parody movies have not done well in the recent years, but I love Spaceballs. And that announcement trailer, it felt like Spaceballs to me. It looks like they're getting the band back together. I'm really excited for it, to be honest. Frankie Mega World says because I don't really get any views anymore. Well, I mean, if you're not uploading, how do you get views? You know, you gotta get views by uploading. Trev's Movies. I also heard some animals are killed in Creature Commandos or something. Don't quote me on that because I haven't seen it. I watched the first 2 episodes of Creature Commandos and I never went back to it. But yes, I do believe that's true. I do believe that's true. I know that she's not really an animal, but like a fiction. They're all fictional characters. But like a fantastical character gets killed. I don't want to spoil it. Toxic Gamer says my top 5 movies of the year are 28 Years Later, K-pop Demon Hunters, Thunderbolts, and Not Just a Goofy Documentary, and Sinners. Nice, man. I forgot about that Goofy documentary. My wife loves a Goofy movie, and I should watch that with her. Marvin, which are you more excited for, Fantastic Four or Superman? It's got to be Superman. I'm getting more and more excited for Fantastic Four. I think the last trailer they put out for Fantastic Four was probably their best trailer yet. So I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. But Superman has my excitement because I love James Gunn. I love what he's done in the past. I really am interested to see his take on Superman. I'm very excited for this new launch of the DCU. I'm super excited for what they're going to be doing over at DC Studios. I'm just excited for the whole thing, and it all revolves around Superman. So Superman's my number 1 for sure. Right. Toxic Gamer says tomorrow I might do my complete physical media collection or sometime this month. I'm pretty sure I have close to 2,000 movies in my collection. Holy crap, man. That's a lot of movies. Have fun doing that. Those take a lot out of you. Chillmonger says no cameo will outshine Spider-Man. No cameo will outshine Spider-Man. Nah, M.A. Spider-Man. I'm not quite sure what we're saying there, buddy. I'm sorry. Cameo will outshine Spider-Man. He's not a cameo. Nathan Van Movie says, I want to see Jurassic World because the Homer's Odyssey movie trailer plays right before it. More excited for the Odyssey trailer than Jurassic World. I mean, I'm sure you can find that online pretty soon. I mean, I'm positive you can find a leaked version online right now. But I also think that... my groceries are here. I'm also pretty sure that you can find... Like, I'm pretty sure they'll post it online, HD and everything pretty soon. Toxic Gamer might be a 10-hour video for me. Yeah, 2000. If you're gonna talk about, if you're not just gonna hold them up and say the title, if you're actually gonna talk about the movies, 2000. Yeah, you're gonna have very, very long video on your hands. Frankie Megaworld says my top 5 of 2025 are the Henry Danger movie. I think is what you mean. Ballerina. I still have to see that. Oh, it's on VOD now. I can watch that. Jurassic World Rebirth, F1, and Thunderbolts, The New Avengers. Nice, man. That's a great top 5. I gotta see Ballerina. I'm excited about that. Marvin, do you think they should make Toy Story 5 or should they have stopped at 4? I thought they should have stopped at 3. And then I saw 4 and I really like 4. So, hey, if 5 is great, we'll be saying, all right, we got another awesome Toy Story. If 5 is terrible, we'll be saying they should have stopped at 4. Just like if 4 was terrible, we would have said we should have stopped at 3. And some people didn't like 4 and still think we should have stopped at 3. Look, as far as they have a story, as long as they truly have something to say about, because the Toy Story movies have always been a commentary and an allegory for growing up and different phases and different stages of life. So if they have an idea to continue that commentary, to continue those allegories of growing older and entering different stages of life, and it turns out as good as 1 through 4, I'll be happy. If they lose that, if it becomes a different thing, if it's just a cash grab, then yeah, they should have stopped at 4. I'll be disappointed. But as it is, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Nathan Movie says, you know what is crazy? Avengers, Doomsday, Dune 3, and Ice Age 6 are currently slated to come out on the same day. Ice Age 6, I don't know how well that's going to do at the box office. That franchise really fell off. And do kids even care about Ice Age? I don't even know. But yeah, Doomsday and Dune 3 on the same day, one of those is going to move. If I could pick, I think Dune 3 should move. I think Dune will do better if it's not up against Doomsday. I feel like Doomsday will kick Dune's butt still if it goes up against Dune. So Dune 3 better get out of there. Ice Age 6, who cares? I don't know how that's going to do. I don't think it's going to do well. Nathan John Movie says, will you potentially watch Liam Neeson's Naked Gun 4 in theaters? I hope so. That would be a goal of mine, because that comes out in September or August. That's the thing too, is like, as my son gets older, the opportunity of going to the theater gets a little bit closer, because he'll be a little less dependent more and more each day. But as it is right now, I'm gonna probably guess I won't be able to, but I will be trying to. Toxic Gamer says, do you think 2025 has been a disappointing year for movies, or do you think it's been actually a great year for movies? For me, it has. I've seen quite a few films I love this year so far. Hard to say, because I haven't seen too many films. I'm very behind. What I will say is the stuff I have been watching, for the most part, has been kind of underwhelming. So I have to catch up on some of these summer blockbusters. We have to see how the rest of the year fares out with Superman and Fantastic Four. As it is right now, I think it's been a decent year for movies. From what I've seen, I still have a lot to catch up on, but for what I've seen, I think it's decent. Trans Movie says, I know I asked you before, but I think I could find it. But how do you get Warner Brother movies sent to you? You have a link or something? Yeah, it was. It's kind of tricky, because I was able to get in contact with the Canadian, because I'm in Canada, so I was able to get in contact with the Canadian representative of Warner Brothers, who kind of like communicates back and forth with the States and stuff like that. And it was a friend of mine showed me a link and all that kind of stuff. It was very it was a very blessed opportunity, I would say. It was not like they didn't reach out to me, they didn't find my channel. It was all connection based mostly, so it was it just kind of like was a happenstance thing for me. And I'm very grateful to my friend for it and showing me all this stuff. And it was awesome that the Canadian representative like was able to answer my email and go back and forth, and all that kind of stuff happened. But it's not like, there's not like a one answer for all kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I don't know how I would help with that. So it's very cool. It's very cool for the channel. It's very cool for me in general. But yeah, there's not really like do this like step by step that I can give you for it. It was all very much just like through my experiences, through who I know, through connections, and where I live, basically. Yeah. So I'm sorry I can't help out more with that. Wow, my goodness, you guys have a lot of questions in here, so we're gonna keep going. This is great. This is old school. Oh my Rod. What's going on, Oh my Rod? It says, have you seen Megan 2.0? I have not, but I heard it bombed, which is terrible. Travis Movie says, are you monetized and somewhat getting paid on YouTube? If so, it technically is a job in a way. Tell that to my wife. No, I'm kidding. She's very supportive about that. Yes, I am, but I've talked about this in the past. I haven't talked about this in a while. Like, being monetized on YouTube, when you say it, it's like you're making money on YouTube, but it's not really like that. I mean, monetization is all like basically through the AdSense, and you know, you get memberships and all that stuff. And when I was doing memberships, like Members Talk Live and stuff, that was helping out quite a bit for the channel, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. But as far as like being just like monetized and like getting ads on your videos and stuff, it's like cents, you know. And YouTube doesn't pay you. This is the thing I don't think many people know about monetization, that I didn't know until I was monetized. There's a threshold of $100 you have to hit, and you have to hit that within the month, because YouTube only pays you once at the end of each month if you hit that $100 threshold. Now that money carries over into the next month, and all that kind of stuff. It keeps building. But if you're at like $98.99 by the end of the month, you don't get paid. That just carries over to the next month. And then if you hit $100 on like the beginning of that month, you won't see that till the end of that month. So it's not like you get tons of money, you know, especially like I said, like with memberships and some other avenues for monetization, it helps a lot more. But if you're just going off of turning monetization on your videos, unless your video like really takes off or does really well, then it's like, okay, that's pretty decent. I've had a couple videos that like have taken off, and they kind of bring in cents every day, which is great. It helps build up to that $100 threshold a bit more, but it's not like I'm rolling in the dough because I'm monetized, you know? Like, it's still based on how many views you get, what are the watch time hours, people, how long people stick around watching your videos for, and the ads and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So yes, you're right, I'm monetized. I do technically get money from YouTube, but it's not like I can quit my job or go part-time on my job type money. It's cents, it's pennies, basically. That all builds up over time. Nathan John Movie says, my theater went the craziest when he said, first we mine, then we craft. Oh, I saw all the videos for that. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Chicken Jockey. I can't believe that movie almost made $1 billion. It's crazy. Toxic Gamer says, what are 3 horror franchises you keep, but the rest disappear forever? I'm not a big horror guy, so you're asking maybe the wrong person. But as far as horror that I enjoy, I'll keep the Conjuring films, I'll keep Nightmare on Elm Street, and I'll keep is Jaws technically horror? Because then I would keep the first Jaws movie, but then I'd have to keep the sequels and the sequels. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other horror. Chucky, I'll keep Chucky. Why not? Because I can handle Chucky. I enjoyed his first 2 movies. Nathan Banner Movie says, are you excited for Michael Bay's Skibbity toilet movie? That's not a thing. Is that a thing? You got me curious now. Is that a thing? Michael Bay is not doing a... There's no way. Michael Bay... What is it? Skibbity? Skibbity toilet movie. Don't tell me that he is actually doing a... Forbes 1 month ago. Oh my gosh. You're bringing this to my attention for the very first time, my friend. This is from Forbes. It's official. Oh, whoops. What's this? No thanks. It's official. Michael Bay will be directing the Skibbity toilet movie. Oh my gosh. YouTube series Skibbity Toilet has gone from meme to Hollywood dream, with Transformers director Michael Bay set to direct a film adaptation of the internet phenomenon. The film is being developed by Invisible Narratives, the company founded by the former head of Paramount Pictures, who reckons that the Skibbity Toilet franchise could rival the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is fake. This is fake. This isn't the real Forbes site. This isn't real. The viral series has proved wildly popular with Gen Alpha, but controversial with parents. Each episode features grotesque images of heads poking out of the stained toilet bowls, engaged in a fierce battle with mechanical men made of media equipment such as speakers, televisions, and cameras. Rocky. Skibbity Toilet kind of captured how really little kids play with toys, where you just constantly have new rules coming out of nowhere. The toilets can fly now, and also they could also do that, and so on. Probably would have delighted me at 4 years old. The Skibbity Toilet film has attracted top talent, with 3-time Academy Award visual effects supervisor Rob Legato, who worked on Titanic, Avatar, and The Jungle Book, joining the production along with Academy Award nominated production designer Jeffrey Beercroft. While the internet memes are beginning to rival the popularity of Skibbity Toilet on YouTube, the series is still going strong, each episode drawing tens of millions of views. According to a press release from Invisible Narratives, the Skibbity Toilet franchise collectively boasts over 35 billion views. What? This is a thing? This is a thing? Oh my gosh. Oh man. Michael Bay sets record straight 1 month ago. Okay, what's this? Is he not doing it? Michael Bay has shut down rumors that he's involved in the Skibbity Toilet. What is going on? The update followed reports that the project is in early development and has attracted the industry's top creatives. Michael Bay has denied any involvement in the Skibbity Toilet movie. Oh my goodness. What is... Get out of here. What is this? What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's magic in the air. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's two very conflicting pieces of information. Let's put it this way. If he says that he's not doing it, I'm happy. If he is doing it, what the heck? That is the first time that's come to my attention. I wish I didn't know about it, but thank you for making me know about it. I watched one Skibidi Toilet video and I turned it off. That's how I knew I got old. That's how I knew that I was getting old, is because I did not like Skibidi Toilet. That's ridiculous. I have to believe that Michael Bay is not doing that. I have to believe that they're not even making a movie. Gladiator Fan says, new sub, you seen Smile too? Thank you, first of all, for subscribing, dude. Gladiator Fan, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here. As far as seeing Smile 2, I have not seen Smile 2. I saw the first Smile, and then I was waiting to do another, because I did a reaction to the first Smile. That still hasn't come out and still is not finished, but I was going to do a reaction to Smile 2, and then I just never got around to it. Oh My Rod says, the Odyssey looks promising. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Just based off of like what I've been hearing in images, because I haven't seen the trailer or the teaser, but it's Christopher Nolan, it's Tom Holland, it's Zendaya, it's Anne Hathaway, it's John Bernthal, it's Matt Damon, I think. Like, there's so many high-profile names in it, and Nolan, it's going to be great. Frankie says, what is your most hype movie of the decade? Of the decade? Probably Secret Wars. Probably Doomsday and Secret Wars. I'm nervous. I'm about as nervous as anyone can be for those movies. But we're out of the Chapek era. We're back with Iger. Iger's making moves to help Disney get back to where they were. And this will be I think Fantastic Four is technically the first movie that comes out of the I think Fantastic Four is the last of the Chapek era. Spider-Man's the movie that'll come out past the Chapek era, and then Doomsday and Secret Wars after that. So I have faith in them. I really hope that it pays off. But as far as of the decade that I can think of, like what would I most want to see, it's Doomsday and Secret Wars. Oh My Rod said Jurassic World Rebirth was great. Hey, there you go. An endorsement for the film. Like I said, I've been hearing some people say it's terrible. Some people like you say it's good, but yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Marvel Fan says, a new friend here. Well, welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining us, Marvel Fan. It's great to have you here. It's an honor and privilege to have you here. Tox Gamer says, I got the Long Legs 4K Steelbook last month, and it was funny because the main menu was glitched where it just showed long legs walking back and forth on screen instead of playing the movie. I love those creative menu on DVDs and Blu-rays. Toxic Gamer says, where me and my dad were joking about, is this thing possessed? The problem was it had a fingerprint on it, then it just played afterwards, so that was a funny story. Oh, that's kind of creepy. That's a creepy story for a creepy movie. Marvel Fan says, Toxic Gamer, I subbed to you. That's awesome. I love to see the interactions between all you guys. Marvel Fan says, what Marvel film was the most disappointing with not just MCU, but in general? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, MCU-wise, what's the most disappointing MCU movie? I thought Eternals was pretty disappointing. I thought like it was cool that they were going in a different direction and all that stuff, but it didn't work for me. I didn't think it was very well. It's not that it wasn't very good. It just wasn't good for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I was disappointed in that. In general, I mean, Spider-Man 3 is a pretty big disappointment when you go back and watch it after Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. It doesn't fulfill what the first two promised to fulfill on in the most satisfying ways. So that's pretty disappointing. And I'm pretty disappointed with how the Venom films turned out. I think they could have been so much more. Toxic Gamer says, soon, Zach, in WWE 2025, there's going to be some Money in the Bank qualifiers after Anarchy in the Arena pay-per-view with you and one of them to have the opportunity to win briefcase to win world title. I'm not going to lie, a lot of that was foreign to me, but I know that it means that I'm fighting. So go virtual Zach. We're rooting for you. The View with Drew says, excellent news. I finished production on a new Lego Superman short film for my channel where he will face off against one of his most deadliest foes. Awesome, dude. That's great. You do some really great production with those Lego videos, so I will check that out. Nathan Jordan Movie says, I'm just going to be a junior in high school soon. That's exciting, man. Look, I know that it seems like you're in school forever and it's lame and all that kind of stuff, but you know, just like enjoy it. Just try to enjoy the time with your friends. Just have fun. And really enjoy it. Like that's something I'm very thankful that I was able to do. Was I kind of recognized that high school and all that kind of stuff wasn't going to be around forever, and I loved hanging out with my friends and this and that. And yeah, you know, it's school. It's not fun all the time, but I really did appreciate my time in high school. And looking back on it, I'm glad that I can say that I appreciated my time and I had fun and I did well on my assignments and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, like, don't look too far ahead to the future. Enjoy your time. That's my encouragement. Talks Gamer says, by dino villains in the Jurassic franchise, I meant the Velociraptors in the first Jurassic. Number 3 has the Spinosaurus world, has the Indominus Rex, Fallen Kingdom, Indoraptor, and Giganotosaurus Dominion. From what I remember, I mean, the Velociraptors are number 1, 100%. Followed, I'm gonna put the Indominus Rex following that, not gonna lie. I do like Jurassic World, and the Indominus Rex, the first time they did the mutation stuff was kind of cool. Then I would go the Indoraptor from Fallen Kingdom, then I would go Spinosaurus, and then I would go the Gigantosaurus Dominion, for no real reason besides the fact that the Spinosaurus was kind of lame, and the Indoraptor, as much as Fallen Kingdom is a mess, is kind of fun when he's like creeping around the mansion and bites the guy's arm off and stuff. Tox Gamer, what are some of the new releases this year that you own in your collection so far? Let me see here. Let's see here. I got Minecraft right here. I got Mickey 17 right here. I think they're all gonna be right here. I got Companion. I got A Working Man, which I'm excited to check out. I still haven't checked it out yet. This isn't a new release, but I was excited to pick it up. I got The Penguin Season 1. I love The Penguin. It was great. I think the last one I have here for new releases of this year is Alto Knights, which I don't really know what that is, but I have it, so I'll be watching it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have for new releases. Oh, and I got Captain America Brave New World back there. So that's another one that I have. Toxic Gamer says, for me, Companion, Mickey 17, The Day the Earth Blew Up. That was a cute little Looney Tunes. I did catch that on Max. That was a cute little Looney Tunes movie. Wolfman. I was very disappointed with Wolfman. I didn't think it was very good. Star Trek Section 31, In the Lost Lands, and soon Novocaine. Oh, this is what you own. Okay, I see. This is what you own in your collection from the new movies. Okay, nice, man. Awesome. That's great. Toxic Gamer says, did you watch The Last of Us Season 2? If so, what are your thoughts? I did not, and I haven't even seen the rest of Season 1. I felt very off on that. Toxic Gamer says, also, what were your thoughts on Mufasa from last year? Didn't see it. Didn't bother to go out and see it. Didn't bother to hit play on Disney Plus yet. I didn't really care for it, to be honest. The trailers didn't really win me over. Nathan's Red Movie says, the worst of the year to me easily is The Weeknd's new movie with Jenna Ortega. What's that called? Don't Hurry Tomorrow? Hurry Up Tomorrow? Something like that. I'm going to check it out because I've heard so much bad things about it, and I'm kind of curious. For some reason, I don't know why I did like Hurry Up Tomorrow. Yeah, that's what it's called. For some reason, even though I do fully agree that it was just there to promote The Weeknd's new album. Well, I don't think it worked because I don't think that movie did very well. Toxic Gamer says, Kinda Pregnant was the first film I watched this year that I gave an F. Yeah, that film deserves an F, man. That was such a terrible film. Trez Movie says, there's only been 2 movies this year that I've seen that I've really hated. The Amateur, boring as hell, and Hurry Up Tomorrow, egotistical, horribly written, and The Weeknd's not an actor. Okay, fair enough. The Amateur was boring? That sucks, man. I was gonna check that out. It looked pretty decent. Toxic Gamer says, I watch people's reviews before I post my review, so if they say something that's a negative or a positive of theirs, then it makes a light bulb go off in my head where I say, oh, I didn't like it, or I liked it. Yeah, perfect. Nothing wrong with that at all, I don't think. Nathan Movie says, why in your right mind would you ever put on a Netflix Happy Madison Amy Schumer movie? Speaking of which, Happy Gilmore 2. Is anyone excited for Happy Gilmore 2? I'm trying to get there. I haven't liked the trailers. I'm very nervous because I love Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is my favorite Adam Sandler movie. And I'm so nervous for the sequel, man. I'm so nervous. Next Movie says, are you going to watch Alien Earth? The plan is to see that. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. Tox Gamer says, I think Smurfs and I Know What You Did Last Summer this month are guaranteed to bomb with Fantastic Four, Superman, and Jurassic World all being in theaters. Well, it's different audiences. I don't think they're guaranteed to bomb. When you look at the Smurfs, that's obviously aiming for the very little kids and family audience. I think that can do very well if the family audience goes out to enjoy that with their young ones, and if the young ones really like it, I think Smurfs can do fine. I Know What You Did Last Summer is the horror fans. Horror fans are very dedicated, especially when it comes to franchises. So I think if the I Know What You Did Last Summer is able to resonate with the fans of that franchise, I think that can have legs. I think that can do well. Whereas Fantastic Four and Superman are, comic book movie genre, bigger, wider appeal movies for general audiences. So obviously those are going to probably be the biggest movies of the month. And Jurassic World kind of falls into that same kind of category. But Smurfs and I Know What You Did Last Summer, they have a shot. If they're good, if audiences respond to them, I think they can do all right because they're different audiences than Fantastic Four and Superman. Toxic Gamer says, did you see the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake? If so, what are your thoughts? No, I have not. I wish I could have, but I did not. Trev's Movie says, I want to make a Trev head popcorn bucket for merch. You open up my head to get the popcorn, and I can add phrases like, oh my gosh, you effing psycho. Why would you do that? That hurts. That's awesome, dude. I'm on board. I'd buy that. I would buy that. Nathan Movie says, if you ever watch Last of Us show, do you not watch season 2? It's really bad. I was traumatized by the massive fall off. Oof. That's a terrible endorsement. Trev's Movie says there was Weird Al, the Yankovic story. That was a great parody comedy. That's underrated. Now, I love Weird Al. I'm not like a diehard or anything, but I really do enjoy his type of musical comedy. I have a lot of his songs on my phone that I enjoy. So I am a big fan of Weird Al. And I did watch his Weird the Al Yankovic movie on Roku, which the fact that that's on Roku is just like perfect for Weird Al. And Daniel Radcliffe was great, and I thought it was really, really funny. For the most part, I didn't really care too much about the third act and all that kind of stuff, but I did enjoy that one. That was a good parody. Toxic Gamer says, yeah, I do like the Minion, while I still acknowledge all the flaws with it, where in my most recent review series, even though I said I enjoyed it, went into full-on rant mode about the locusts and the Gigantosaurus. Yep, fair enough. All right, where are we at now? Wow, we are still going. You guys are killing it. All right, I'm out of water and my groceries did just arrive. So briefly, I'm going to take a short intermission. I'll be right back. I just have to grab my groceries from inside. And what can I put on screen in the meantime? We'll just do this for the meantime. I'll be 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys just got to fill up my drink. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we had the combination. Speaking of Spaceballs, little reference there. All right, guys, thank you so much for enduring that little intermission, but I needed to fill up my water and grab my groceries, and we still have a lot more questions to go through. So let's keep going. Nathan's Random Movies says, excited for Edgar Wright's Running Man. I haven't honestly even seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man, so I'm planning on watching that first, and then I'm going to hopefully check out this next one. I haven't even seen the trailer for this next one, but I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright, so I will say that. So it has a lot of promise. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. Ben Thompson, thanks for joining us. Ben Thompson, talking to Toxic Gamer here, saying you're going to subscribe simply because you agree that Dominion is underrated and it's actually your second favorite of the Jurassic Park movies, man. That's awesome. I love how subjective film is, and that's a perfect example right there. Toxic Gamer says, also, I might be a little bit more positive on Dominion just because the day I saw it in theaters when my dog passed away. Oh, dude. It kind of helped make me feel a little bit better after the crap day I had. Hey, that is beautiful, man. That's the thing, too, is movies are all tied to experiences, right? And that's a really hard thing to go through. So if the movie made you feel better, yeah, you're going to have an emotional attachment to it. And that's awesome, man. I wish nothing but the best for you in that regard. What am I trying to say here? I would rather, you have that positive experience with the movie than not like the movie. Like, I don't want people to not like Dominion. I just don't like Dominion. But I love that it worked for you in that way, man. That's awesome. Collector Movie Man, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining us. Great to see you in here, my friend. Thank you for all your support over the last year, couple of years, man. You're a big supporter of the channel, and I appreciate you. Collector Movie Man says the Naked Gun remake with Liam Neeson comes out August 1st. Is it a remake or is it like a reboot sequel type thing? Because they honor the past actors in the trailer itself, so I think it's more of like a take on legacy sequels in a way, which I'm excited for. But August 1st, okay, that's when it comes out. It comes out in a month. Collector Movie Man says, Zach, have you seen F1? It's a really good movie theater experience. No, and I really, really want to. I really, really want to see it, but I have not been able to. Collector Movie Man says, Zach, I saw Jurassic World Rebirth on Thursday and I absolutely hated it. I think it was the most terrible movie I've seen this year. I was so bored by it. There were only 2 good scenes. That's really disappointing to hear. But it's also, like I said, like we've heard a couple people in the chat say that they enjoyed it, they liked it, they thought it was great. But honestly, the majority word of mouth that I've heard is that it's either mediocre or, like you said, bad. So I'm not disappointed I'm missing out on it, but I'm disappointed to hear that's how it turned out for most people. Collector Movie Man says the only good thing about the whole movie was that you got to see the first trailer for the Odyssey. Yep, a couple people have said that. If you saw the movie in IMAX or Dolby, that's awesome, man. You must have known they had a stinker if that's what they well, no, they probably thought that they were going to have a lot of eyes on it. That's why they put the Odyssey trailer in front of it. So backfired on them. That's also why they made it the mystery movie, because they thought people were going to really respond to it. Which is worse, Superman 3 or Superman 4? I honestly think Superman 3 is worse. I watched both of those last month, or month and a half ago, technically. And Superman 4, on a technical note, is really bad. I mean, it was made by a studio that was running out of money, so they had no money to give to Christopher Reeve and Superman. And it just turned out terrible in the effects and in the edit. And I think that the performances are the weakest of the entire trilogy, or of the entire set of movies. But, at least you got Gene Hackman back as Lex. At least you got a so bad it's good kind of experience. But with Superman 3, that's 2 hours, and it was dreadful to get. I can't sit through Superman 3 again. I can't. There's very little redeeming qualities of Superman 3. I don't think Richard Pryor works in that film at all. I think his routines and his bits are just cringeworthy. They don't work. It's not funny. It's trying to be funny. And nothing's worse than watching a comedian bomb on stage. And that's what Superman 3 feels like. It doesn't even feel like a Superman movie. It feels like a Richard Pryor movie with like Superman as a side plot going on in it. It's really bad. And it's worse than I remembered it being. So it might be a little bit of a controversial take, but I think Superman 3 is worse than Superman 4. Trez Movie says, have you been making a side hustle on eBay recently? Oh, Trez Movie has been making a side hustle on eBay, and it's going really well. Awesome, man. That's smart. Outside the box thinking. Nate's Enjoy Movie says, I've been playing through the Batman Arkham games this summer, and they are amazing. I played like one of those games, I think maybe one of the first set of those games when it first came out when I was in like middle school. And then I haven't played anything after that, so that's awesome. Toxic Gamer says, have you seen Rat Race? If so, what are your thoughts? It was a while ago since is that the one with Rowan Atkinson and there's a couple comedians in that, isn't there? It's been a while since I've seen that. I don't know what my thoughts on that would be. I remember it being funny. I remember really enjoying that film and being like, hey, Mr. Bean is in this movie. But I'd have to watch it again to really get my thoughts gathered. I just remember laughing a lot during it. Toxic Gamer says, are you thinking of seeing the Pooniverse Monsters Assemble this year if it does come out? Is the Monsters Assemble coming out this year? So what, I have to catch up on Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, the Bambi Reckoning. Was there a Peter Pan Nightmare movie that came out? Is that Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie horror film, is that part of this universe? I don't even know what the universe is. I'd have to look it up, but no, I'm not really that interested, to be honest. But I would be curious to see how their monsters assemble. Not gonna lie, it might actually get me to watch their movies just so I can see how their monsters assemble. Toxic Gamer says, yeah, Skibidi Toilet videos go viral on YouTube. That's crazy. I can't believe that. I hope that the second story of Michael Bay debunking it was the true story. Dakota Man Movie says, what's going on, Dakota? Thanks for joining, man. He says, hey, Zach, been a while. How's it been? Just wanted to stop by and congratulate you on 3,000. You absolutely deserve it. Can't wait to continue watching you grow. Thank you so much, Dakota. And thank you so much for all your support over the years, man. You've been a big supporter of the channel, and I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for the congratulations. Thank you so much for contributing to it, for being a part of it, for getting us to the 3,000 threshold. I appreciate you so much, man. And I've been doing well. I hope you've been doing well too. Toxic Gamer says, probably Skibidi Toilet is going to end up being a meme movie like the Minecraft movie. I mean, the creatives behind it think it's going to be bigger than the Marvel universe. So I think it's going to change the format of cinema forever. I think Skibidi Toilet's going to be the Citizen Kane of our generation, of our century. I think in the year 3022, film schools will be hearkening back to how Skibidi Toilet changed film forever. That's my prediction. No, it's not. I think it's going to be terrible. No, I don't even think it's going to get made. I don't even think it's going to be a real thing. The Flash says, get Toxic Gamer 2000. He deserves that. He puts a lot of hard work into his videos and live streams. Oh my gosh, they're just perfect. Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for joining us, The Flash. Thank you for being that positive word of mouth for our buddy here, Toxic Gamer 331. Definitely, guys, check out Toxic Gamer 331. Let's give him some love and support. Toxic Gamer 331 says, yeah, I'm going to miss school. My birthday is in a couple of weeks where I turn 18. I'm going to officially turn into an adult, so enjoy your school years while you can. But don't get it twisted, man. Adult years are fun, too. There's more responsibility. There's definitely some headaches that come with it. But I personally do enjoy my work days more than I enjoyed my school days for the most part. So there's things to look forward to. There definitely is. Nathan's Random Movies says Avatar 3 is going to flop at the box office because it comes out the same day as SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants, which will make $5 trillion. Well, hey, man, SpongeBob's a generational franchise at this point. I mean, people before me grew up on it. I grew up on it. Kids nowadays are growing up on it. It could be a hit. It could be a big hit. Avatar 3, better watch out. You're right, man. I'd be nervous. It's going to knock James Cameron right off of the highest grossing films list. Collective Movie Man says there's only been 2 movies that I absolutely did not like this year, Black Bag and Jurassic World Rebirth. I didn't mind Black Bag. I saw Black Bag. It was a decent little thriller. I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't very memorable to me, but I had a good time with it. All right, what we got? We got Sonic the Hedgehog Bros. What's going on, Sonic the Hedgehog Bros? Thanks for being here. It's an honor. My favorite Adam Sandler film has a tie between Big Daddy, Grown Ups, or Click. It is a guilty pleasure. Jack and Jill, the movie isn't good, but I have fun with it. Okay, I'm guessing you're saying your favorite Adam Sandler movies are Big Daddy, Grown Ups, and Click, and then your guilty pleasure is Jack and Jill. I can never sit through Jack and Jill again. All the power to you, buddy. If you like it as a guilty pleasure, I can kind of see how that could be. But me personally, that annoys me. I hate that movie. I could never sit through it again. I really do enjoy Big Daddy. I honestly like the first Grown Ups. I don't think the first Grown Ups is great, but I enjoy it. I hate Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 2 is terrible. And Click, I'm not really into Click. I'm not gonna lie. I've only seen it maybe twice, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Toxic Gamer says maybe Happy Gilmore can be a surprise. I'm somewhere in the middle, whether it can be good or not. It could be a surprise. It could be a surprise. I'm hoping it's a surprise. Look, I don't want it to suck, and it's only going to be on Netflix, so it's not going to cost me, well, I pay for Netflix, but it's not going to cost me anything extra to watch it. I can sit at home, I can put it on. If it breaks my heart, I'll just turn it off, and I never have to look at it again. But I love Happy Gilmore. I love that character, and it works mostly because of Adam Sandler at that time. And if he's doing the same shtick at like nearly 60 years old as he was in the first Happy Gilmore, and, you know, Carl Weathers passed away, and I'm sure they'll work that into the plot. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit that they're already working that into the plot, so it might be nice to see that kind of homage, but I wish they could just leave it. Just leave Happy Gilmore. Now, if it's, again, I'll be eating my words. If Happy Gilmore 2 is great, I'll be very happy they made it. I'll be very happy to have more Happy Gilmore in my life and to see the continuation of this character. Thank you, Adam Sandler, for making Happy Gilmore 2, but I'm just on the assumption, because I haven't liked Adam Sandler comedies. I think the last one I kind of liked was Blended, but even Blended was not that great. And I can't think of another one that I watched since all his Netflix kind of. I didn't care for the murder. I didn't like the murder mystery movies. I didn't like Hubie Halloween. His drama stuff has been better, but when he does comedy nowadays, it just doesn't resonate with me. And I don't know why Happy Gilmore resonated with me and his stuff nowadays doesn't. I don't know. I'd have to look into that and really dive into my psyche and discover things about me and have revelations. But on the surface, if you're asking me, do I want Happy Gilmore 2 from Adam Sandler? No, I do not. But we're getting it. So there you go. Sonic the Hedgehog Bros says, Scream is my favorite horror film. I don't think that's ever going to change, and also the most consistent horror franchise. I'm with you, man. I love Scream. I don't love Scream 2 and Scream 3 all that much. I especially don't really like Scream 3. But Scream 4 is decent. I really like Scream 5. And I loved Scream 6. And I know it's kind of controversial to say because of everything that went down. But I'm looking forward to Scream 7. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that. They're bringing back Stu, apparently. Nev Campbell's coming back. They're bringing back all these guys. I'm not quite sure how I feel about Matthew Lillard being back. I hope they don't do a ghost thing with him or he's been alive this whole time thing. I would hate that. Stu should be dead. In my opinion, Stu should be dead. But I didn't really like the Billy Loomis ghost stuff in Scream 5 all that much, so I hope they don't do that with Stu. But I'm curious. I'm excited for Scream 7. Michael Entity says, hey, Zach, congratulations on reaching 3,000 subscribers. You deserve every single one of them. Well, thank you so much, Michael. You're a friend. You're a huge supporter of the channel. I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate the congratulations and all of your support towards the channel. Thank you so much. And guys, check out Michael Entity. He's not just a YouTuber. He's also a filmmaker. He's got short films. He's got a film coming out here very soon. Go over to Michael Entity. Give him some love and support. He's doing some really great stuff over there. Toxic Gamer says, King of Queens or Everybody Loves Raymond? I haven't really seen Everybody Loves Raymond since I was a kid and my parents watched it and I would walk into the room and just like watch some of it with them. So King of Queens right now because I'm 7 seasons deep into it and I don't really have much of Everybody Loves Raymond on my brain. So there you go. Sonic the Hedgehog Bros is asking Toxic Gamer who's their favorite movie YouTuber. If you're asking me, which I know you're not, but if you're asking me, my favorite YouTuber is probably still Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns. Sean Chandler's shot up there. Sean Chandler I watch quite often. I really like his stuff. And FlickPick's kind of fallen off a little bit for me, not gonna lie. Probably John Campea is still up there. And I like Christian Harloff. I like Christian Harloff a lot. Collective Movement says there's only 2 TV shows I actually like this year. Andor Season 2, the final season of Last of Us. I enjoyed it, even though it had flaws. It stayed pretty darn true to the game. But hey, there you go, someone who enjoyed it. We heard some very negative stuff about it, but that's awesome that you enjoyed it. Andor, I've got to catch up on. I've got to watch that. Have you seen that with T, our buddy T? What's going on, dude? Says, just popped in to say congratulations on 3,000. Keep being great, my friend. Well, back at you, my friend. Thank you so much. Keep doing your stuff over on the... Oh, man. I'm sorry. I totally blanked on your new channel. The Islands of... man, I'm sorry, dude. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible friend. But you're a great friend. Thank you so much for all your support and encouragement over the years, my friend. Go check out Have You Seen That with T. Collective Movie Man says, I think the main reason why people didn't like it is because a main character gets killed off and people who haven't played the game weren't expecting, and the people who have played the game knew it was going to happen. Well, look, as someone who didn't watch the show, someone who didn't watch Last of Us beyond the first episode, and definitely hasn't seen Last of Us Season 2, and definitely hasn't played the games, on a TV format, you're introducing audiences to a character. They're following the character. They get attached to the character. If you kill that character, a lot of that attachment to the show can get lost for people. So I'm not surprised to hear that once they killed off Joel, people who just watched the show because they liked the show and didn't play the games and were like, what the heck? I watched this for Pedro Pascal. Now you're telling me he's not in the show? The fact that they would bounce off the show doesn't surprise me at all. So that's just my 2 cents from someone who... haven't played the games or seen the show. Nathan Red Movie says, obviously during the intermission he went and booked tickets for Skippity Toilet and just won't admit it. Oh, you caught me. Whoa, what happened here? Not enough memory to open this page. Memory of what? Memory of what? What happened? What happened? Are we back? That was weird. Okay. That was weird. Are we still live? What happened here? What happened here? Okay, it looks like we're still live. Huh. I've never had that happen before. All right. Anyways, looks like the chat's back. So that's good. Well, that was funny. Okay. Yeah, you caught me. I went to go get tickets for Skippity Toilet. Looks like we're back. Okay. Looks like we're good. Luke Irvin, what's going on, Luke? Thanks for joining, man. Congratulations on 3K. Well, thank you so much for all your support over the years, man. You've been here for a couple of years now, and I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, no, thank you for all you contributed to the 3,000. Toxic Gamer says, I missed the trailer for the Odyssey when I saw Rebirth because I decided to go to the bathroom before it started, so I goofed. Oof, that was a terrible time to go to the bathroom. That was a terrible time. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yellow Love Project. What's going on, Yellow Love Project? I honestly think Jurassic World Rebirth would it be more appreciated if it took more risks. Yeah, it sounds like they played it safe, which, you know, may have seemed like a good idea after going so crazy with Dominion and all that kind of stuff, but doesn't sound like it paid off. But Yellow Love Project, thank you for joining us. It's an honor and privilege to have you here. Toxic Gamer says, yeah, I agree. I think Superman 3 is way worse than Superman 4 because Superman 3 is a Richard Pryor movie and it's so long, where Superman 4 is more of a guilty pleasure and it's only that's another thing too. It's only an hour and a half, so it's much shorter, and I would rather have shorter, that's for sure. Collector Movie Man says, Zach, I really started getting into Legos and started doing Legos. I had done a few sets already. That's awesome, man. What kind of sets have you done? I was never good at Lego. I sucked. I was never good at Lego. My brother, though, he was a wizard at Lego. He was crazy good with Lego when he was younger. Yellow Love Project says, I agree. I think Superman 4 is worse on an entertainment scale, and Superman 3 has some of the most irritating moments in superhero history. Yeah, that's the thing, is they're both not good. Like, I'm not saying Superman 4 is superior to Superman 3 because it's awesome. It's also not a good movie. I don't want to watch it again, but I would rather watch Superman 4 over Superman 3 any day. Collective Movement says, congratulations, Zach, on 3,000. Thank you so much, man, as always, for your support and your, just encouragement. Nathan Red Movie says, are you excited for Conjuring 4? I haven't really been excited for Conjuring films since James Wan stopped doing them. So not really, but, you know, I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot. Nathan Red Movie says, are you going to watch Squid Game? I never got on the Squid Game. I never did. Maybe one day, but I haven't been watching it, and I'm definitely not going to start now when I still want to catch up on Andor. I still got to finish Ironheart. There's movies I want to catch up on, and I got all this stuff going on. Too much stuff going on. Andy, what's going on, Andy? Thanks for joining us, my friend. It says Sean Chandler just uploaded a video of him ranking the Jurassic films 100 away from 300,000. Yeah, he'll get there. He'll get there. He'll cross 300,000, if not by the end of the day, the end of the weekend. Toxic Gamer 331 says I'm seeing Fantastic Four at Disney Springs because that week I'm staying at a Disney Treehouse Villa with my family and some friends. That sounds like an awesome way to see that movie. That sounds like a really awesome and perfect experience to see Fantastic Four. So I hope you enjoy that, man. That sounds awesome. Looks like we're getting close to the end here. All right. So we got a couple more. And then we'll call it a day. Toxic Gamer says also thanks everyone for all the subscribers. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love seeing everyone supporting each other. That's awesome. Toxic Gamer says my favorite movie YouTuber is Cody Leach. Awesome, man. 52 likes. Wow, amazing. 52 likes. Does this video have 52 likes? Is that what you're saying? 52. I'm gonna go on my browser. What are we at? Holy moly! Wow. Whoa, that's awesome. Thank you everybody for the likes, and thank you everybody for stopping by. And I literally had no idea that we were at that many likes. So thanks for bringing that to my attention, Ace. That's probably the most likes I've ever gotten on a single live stream. So thank you guys so much. Toxic Gamer says, I'm a head out now. Great stream as always, man. Good luck with the kid. Glad we could catch up again. Everyone have a nice rest of y'all's day or night, and always remember pizza. Yes, that's right, Toxic Gamer. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. The show was made better because you were a part of it, and I appreciate you so much, dude. You have a good night. This must be when the thing crapped out. Yep, we're still live. The Ace saying, oh, I was hoping for another High School Musical sing-along while you were frozen. Yeah, that's definitely one of those moments that, you know, when you're live, you just gotta accept sometimes that you're gonna do silly things that are gonna live on the internet forever. So there you go. That was a moment. That was definitely a moment. Collective Movie Man says, I'm actually kind of mad that HBO is trying to drag out Last of Us Season 2 that's based off the game. They want to make it 4 seasons instead of 3. Money! Money! Whatever they can do to make money. Collective Movie Man says, I've started doing some Harry Potter Lego sets and Star Wars. Nice, dude. That's awesome. I've never seen Harry Potter Lego sets, but Star Wars, those are big for sure. The Ace Avenue says, gee, got to go, Zach. Glad to see you back on live. YouTube was made better today because you were a part of it. Oh, that's so nice, man. Thank you so much, dude. And a bunch of subs too. Great streams. Oh, well, thank you everybody who's subscribing. Thank you everyone who's joining. Thank you everybody. Actually, you know, I'll check the subscriber count after, because I'm curious to see what he means by a bunch of subs. But thank you guys so much for joining and for being here. And thank you for the Ace for being here, because the show was made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you. You have a good night, my friend. Collectible Movie Man says, I'm seeing Superman on July 10th, and I'm going to try to get a collectible popcorn or cup or popcorn bucket. Yeah, I've been seeing a couple of those popcorn buckets, and they were pretty cool. They were pretty awesome. So I don't get those popcorn buckets from, I only have a Cineplex. Canada is kind of like exclusive to Cineplex. I think Cinemark owns Cineplex, and they're like exclusive to the Canadian theater market. So Cineplex doesn't really do the fun stuff that AMC and Regal and all these places down in the States do. So I can only admire from afar those popcorn buckets. But I hope you get one, man. I hope you enjoy it. Collective Movie Man says it has 55 right now. Wow, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the likes and support on this video. Ama2345 says, I like. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the support, Ama2345. Thank you so much. Luke Irvin says, getting to see Superman early next week on IMAX. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know some people are going to go to that Amazon Prime screening, which I believe is on the 8th. I believe it's on the 8th. Lucky ducks. I looked. I don't have anything like that around me, which is unfortunate. I gotta wait until Saturday. So I'm gonna see Superman on July 13th, I guess. Which, you know, I wish I could see it sooner, but my schedule works for Saturday, so I'm still very excited to see the film. Luke Irvin says, always enjoy your videos, Zach. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Luke. I really do appreciate that. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys are still watching. You guys are still supporting, even though the channel is different from what it was last year. What you guys would watch and what you guys, some of you guys subscribed for, has changed and is different. I really do appreciate all the support you guys are still giving, all the love and encouragement. and it just means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. Tom Ford Fiesta, what's going on, Tom Ford Fiesta? I love your name, by the way. Thanks for joining us. It says, what's a superhero film are you most disappointed by ever? The superhero film I was most disappointed by ever? Wow, that's a big question. The one I was disappointed by ever, I mean, Batman and Robin's a good one, but that's like from like when I was a really little kid. But that is a pretty disappointing one. I honestly, it's because I just watched them, but I really do wish Superman 3 was better. I wish Superman 4 was better. I wish that Christopher Reeve was able to end on a high note, like Superman 2. I wish that he could have ended on that. I wish that the third and the fourth one were just so much better. It's not the most disappointing I've ever seen in my life, because I'm not like, I wasn't that attached to them, but because they're so fresh in my mind, going from Superman 2 to Superman 3 was a huge disappointment. As far as like in my lifetime, what's the most disappointing superhero film I've ever seen? I've been pretty lucky with superhero films. Probably Wonder Woman 1984, actually, now that I think about it, because I really enjoyed that first Wonder Woman film back from like 2016. And then when Wonder Woman 1984 came out, it was pandemic, it was lockdown, so I kind of convinced myself I liked it when I first watched it, because it was like, hey, it's a new superhero film, I finally have a new one to watch, new blockbuster. But it did not stick with me well. It was a bad taste in my mouth, and I really disliked Wonder Woman 1984, and it was very disappointing. Right. Tom Ford Fiesta goes on to say, I'm guessing you got rated because you don't normally grow this fast, but definitely deserved. I mean, hey, I could have been rated. I don't know. It was rated the same as bots. Could be bots. Like I said, I was nervous because when I originally hit 3,000, we were at 2,960, and then it jumped in a couple hours to 3,007. That's why I waited so long before I did a live stream, like, 3,000 subscribers, yay, because I was expecting that they were bots and that YouTube was going to clean them out. But they haven't been cleaned out yet. It's been about a week, and it's still at 3,000. It was at 3,016 when I last checked, and throughout the week it's been going to like 3,019, 3,015, 3,018, 3,007. So it's been fluctuating the way that it usually does. So I think it's safe to say that somehow, some way, we hit 3,000 organically. So hey, that's really exciting, and that's awesome. But yeah, it could be bots. I don't know what we're at now. Ace was saying a bunch of subscribers just came in. That's always a nervous thing about YouTube subscribers, is like, are they real people or are they bots? But the chat here, for the most part, I know are real people. So that's why I love doing the live stream so much and engaging with you guys, because it's awesome. It's really awesome. Luke Ponto, what are your top 5 favorite movies of the year so far? Top 5 favorite movies of the year so far. I think I did this. Did I not just do this? Why can't I remember them? It was Novocaine. It was Sinners. This is no particular order. It was Novocaine. It was Sinners. It was Companion. It was what were 2 more? I don't even remember. I feel like I literally just did this though. I feel like I just named 5 movies. Oh, Thunderbolts was in there for sure. And then there was one more that I really liked, and I'm blanking on it. Do you guys remember what I said? Do you guys remember what my 5th movie was? It was Companion, Novocaine, Thunderbolts, Sinners, and then what was my last one that I really liked? I'm terrible, man. If I'm not looking at a list, I'm terrible. I'm just terrible. Zach Milne Talk movie fan. Guess who's here? Wow. Thank you so much, Zach Milne Talk movie fan. That's awesome that you named yourself after the channel and for being a fan. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Collective Movement said, hey Zach, I just wanted to say awesome live stream, and I hope you and your wife and your baby have an awesome day. Keep up the good work. Hope to see you live again soon. Hope to be live again soon. I do miss the weekly live streams. I miss the weekly live stream show, but it was right to stop doing it. I've got a lot going on, and whenever I'm able to just jump on here, as long as you guys are here and jumping on here, and it looks like majority of you guys would be here from the regular live show, and you guys are here, and I honestly can't tell you how much it means to me to see that you guys are still here and engaging in the chat and wanting to talk movies with me. It's so humbling. It makes me feel so good, and I just appreciate you guys so much. So I appreciate you, Collective Movie Man, for being here and continuing to support and go on this journey with me, man. Lance Jackson, the movie and music fan, said, "Hey Zach, long time no see. Happy Saturday. Hope all is well." Same to you, Lance Jackson. Hope you're doing well. I see that you changed it to the movie and music fan. I like that name, dude. And you're another one. You've been supporting me for so many years, dude. I appreciate you and thank you so much for being here, my friend. Ace is saying, looks like you're at 3,040 subscribers. Yeah, that's a pretty big jump. I don't know if someone sent bots again or what's going on. That number could drop dramatically. But for now, we're just going to celebrate. We're at 3,040 subscribers, guys. Up and up and up and up and up. Let's keep going. That's awesome. Appreciate all of you guys, bots and all, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. I do suspect that's gonna go back down to like 3,017 or whatever it's gonna be. But if not, that's awesome. Zach Milne Talks movie fan says Wonder Woman 1984 is bad. I agree. Yeah, it was such a disappointment. Collective Movie Man says, Zach, I'll send you a link to my most recent video I did. Yeah, send it on Instagram, man. I check Instagram messages the most, which is saying something because I'm terrible at even checking my Instagram messages. So send it over there and I'll see it eventually. And yeah, I'll definitely check that out, dude. Thank you so much. Ace is saying Companion. I think I named Companion. And congratulations on a lot of subscribers. You deserve it. Well, thank you, Lance. I really appreciate that. And you know, it's funny you guys saying like you deserve it. And it's funny because like I just feel grateful for it. You know, like I don't feel like I deserve it or I don't deserve it kind of thing. Like, you know, I'm just having fun. I'm making the videos. This is a hobby I really enjoy. I love engaging. And the fact that you guys have chosen to engage back with me, it just means so much. It really does. And I just appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys so much. I can't stop saying thank you. It's too good. Film Review Central, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining, man. I'm so glad to see you in here. Hey, Zach, massive congratulations to you for 3,000 subscribers. Massively well-deserved. Thank you, my friend. I'm intrigued to hear what your favorite DreamWorks movie is. Have to get you on Film Review Central soon, my friend. Yeah, I've got a lot of people trying to reach out to me to do collabs. I was able to make one work with my friend Ace. But for the most part, I'm pretty swamped and wrapped up. But yeah, I got to get on your channel again soon, man. I got to start jumping on some people's channels. I miss people, and I want to get back on. But yeah, thank you so much. As far as my favorite DreamWorks movie is, it's hard not to say Shrek 2. I love Shrek 2, but that's kind of like, you know, the generic. That's the one you go to. I also love Madagascar 2, or Escape to Africa. I really enjoy that film as well. If we're just staying with the animated films of DreamWorks, I'm gonna go with Shrek 2, but How to Train Your Dragon is up there. How to Train Your Dragon, the whole trilogy of How to Train Your Dragon, honestly, is up there. I think that's a very, I don't know if I can say it's an underrated animated trilogy now, because it seems like a lot of people love it. A lot of people are on recognizing that How to Train Your Dragon trilogy is like one of the best animated trilogies, but for a time there I felt like it was underrated. So I'm, if not Shrek 2, because Shrek 2 is just like the generic, everyone kind of says Shrek movies for DreamWorks, I'm going to go with the How to Train Your Dragon, and specifically I'll go with How to Train Your Dragon 2. Fabulous 3455 says you went from 3,000 to 3.05. That's a lot, but at least you're getting a lot of attention now. That's crazy. I don't know how that's happened. I don't know if I should believe that number. Like I said, there could be bots, there could be, I don't know. I just want to be grateful. Honestly, whether that slips back down to 3,010, whatever it's going to be, we're at 3,050. That's tremendous. That's amazing. Thank you everybody who's discovering this live stream and subscribing because they discovered this live stream and they just want to support the channel. They feel encouraged to support and help, and it just, thank you guys so much. It really, really does mean a lot to me. Yeah, thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. And Fabulous 3455 says, first you hit 3,000, now Sean Chandler needs to hit 300,000. Yeah, Sean Chandler will hit 300,000. No doubt about it. And yeah, but for that, guys, it looks like that's the end of the chat. And this has been a great stream. It feels great to be, or a great show. I like to call these shows, not just streams. But regardless, this has been great. This has been a fantastic show. It's so good to be on with you guys. I know we don't do these weekly, but I love engaging with you guys. I love that you guys were here. And yeah, whenever I get a chance, whenever I can jump back on here every once in a while, I'm definitely going to keep doing these. I'm definitely, like, Zach Milne Talks Live isn't going away, but it is going to be less frequent. But hey, episode 104, we got there anyways. So Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm now rambling. Colton400 saying bye. Well, thank you, Colton400, for being here, for being a part of the show. It was made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate all of you dudes. Have a great rest of your day. I would say same exact time, same exact channel, but we know that's not going to end up being true. But I will say, see you next time, same exact channel. Have a great one, guys. Take care.